We did not want to start on that song. Let's change it. Okay. Hello, everyone. I know I keep starting on this song. I love this song a lot. I think the dance is really cute too. Hopefully the background noises aren't too much today. I have the window open, or the sliding door open, and my fan on, so I don't know how much noise it's gonna like have in the background. There's actually something I really wanted to do before I started stream. I forgot to do it. I can do it real quick. I have so much stuff here. I need my iPad, which is in the second drawer. Here we go. Here we go. I need my iPad. It's dead. Fuck. I have a charger. We can charge it. Nope, this is the wrong charger. There should be a USB-C somewhere here. I can charge it while we play games. I just have to find my charger. This is great. We're starting off great. This thing's dead.
Poggers, bitches!
Oh, Leo. Hi, Leo. Welcome in. How are you doing today? Jones, hi!
That fucker got so fucking lucky.
Oh!
Oh shit! Oh. Let's go! Oh,
nice! Doing good? I got some of my fave candy today. What's your favorite candy? What's your favorite candy? My shoutouts are finally fucking working again. The way that they're supposed to. Except the VIP ones aren't working. What the fuck? Hold on, let me double check. I set up some new shit, so like always. But like overnight. Or over the past couple hours. Fossabot. The VIPs are supposed to have a shout out too. The global cooldown? Maybe I'll make 10. Wait, what? Why is it shouting you out like 20 million times, Leo? Holy shit, what is happening? Wait, what? Wait, what? It should be Jones. Yeah. Oh, it gave you the VIP one. And the streamer one. Okay. I think I know where it fucked up at. Wait, what? What is going on? Why is it doing that? It's so fucking weird. It should be Jones. Hold on. Yeah, I have Jones on there. What the fuck? Unless I spelled it wrong? No, it should be right. Let me redo this. Don't you just hate it when things break? Okay. That should have fixed it. Hi, Fatal Knight. Welcome in.
Hi, guys.
How are you doing today? I feel so smart with my glasses. Oh, we need a selfie? Selfie, please? Wait, Jones, type something. Hopefully it works. It should work this time. Hopefully. If it doesn't work, then I have to disable it. I don't want to disable it. Good to see you. I'm good. I hope you are too. I'm doing great. Today I was kind of flustered because a lot of things were happening at one time. And you know when that happens and you're just like, you know what I mean? But it's okay now. It's better now. I feel better. I feel better now that I'm here and we're like chilling, you know? I don't have to really think about anything anymore. Jones, type in chat real quick. It should shout you out. Everything falling apart? No, just so many things happening at fucking one time. Like phone call after phone call. I'm trying to go to the gym. I'm trying to do all the chores. And I was just getting hit with everything at one time. It was overwhelming. It happens though. It's not that bad. It was bad at the time. I was like, ugh. Just so fucking much happening at one time. But I feel good now. Jones is never gonna type in chat again. He's doing the opposite of what I ask. Oh, like lots of to-dos I see. Yeah, a lot of to-dos and a lot of like contacts. A lot of people calling and texting at the same time. Overwhelming me, but I get overwhelmed kind of easily, so I don't know. I don't know. It's not that bad. Okay, the best way to go about it is to do what you can at the moment and set other stuff for later. That's true, but it was a lot more than that, I guess. It was a lot more than that. Making a list helps too. It's like what I wanted to do versus what, like, I wanted to do things, I also had to do things, and then people were also calling me and texting me, and I was like, everyone needs to stop. We need to slow down now. Hi Lando, how are you doing? Welcome in. Oh, it's not shouting you out either. How do I change this? I think I missed a step. Let's see. Let me try to fix this right now. I'm gonna try my best to fix this. Shout out player. You'll get through today. Just hang in there. Thank you. You've been playing soccer all weekend. How's it going? Have you been having a good time? Let's see. Conditions? I feel like there's no conditions that I need to have, so I don't know why it's doing that part. Expiry, none? Okay. So that one's working. For VIP, I need enabled, shout out sender, disable, cooldown, say message. Oh, it's supposed to be username. Okay, save. There you go. It should work. I won one game, tied the other. Yeah, that's good. That sounds so fun. You must be so tired though. You played games back to back? Oh, I need to enable. So conditions, save. Okay, should I test it? Can I even test this? I don't know if I can test this response. There you go. That's what it should do. It should shout out my VIPs. It did it. You got karate kicked in the back and a kid fell on me in the first game. And in the second, I made and popped a blister and currently have a bandage on your foot. Oh no! That sounds horrible. What the hell? Benji, hello, welcome in. Wait, why didn't it shout Benji out? What the fuck? Wait, what the fuck? Maybe if you type some more, actually. Because I think there's a cooldown on it. There's a cooldown, so it probably is like... It's like, hold on. Give me a second. Let me lower the cooldown. Here you go. Oh, I made it higher. Oops. I just wanna get high with my lover. User cooldown. Okay, that should be good. Thanks for the shout out. I need the clout. Of course, of course. Always. This is the thing that I want to add. Let me see if I can show you guys. Brain? Brain work, please? I have this that I want to set up. Let's get there. I have this. I want to put this in the little About Me section. So we now have VIP perks. So if you're a VIP, now's a good time to be one. You'll have your exclusive shoutouts, your VIP Discord role and Discord chat, and priority song requests. Hey, VIP gang! And you'll also have your own commands. Sorry, I'm shouting over your clip, my bad. You'll have your own commands. Do you see that here? Hold on, can I make it bigger? I think I can. Look at your... Oh shit. Too big, too big. Fuck. No, go back. Okay. Look at your
You'll
commands.
have to do better than that.
It's Kaiba from Yu-Gi-Oh! Oh my god. I'm fucking done. Only VIPs can use these commands here, and these ones are for subs. Do better. All in caps too? Like, why are you yelling at me? Okay, I need to make that louder. Was that too loud for you guys? Why? Why play it back to back? Fuck you guys. The first one, I saw it. The second one, Jones.
Can you shut the fuck up?
Why is it in caps? Why are you putting on... What the fuck? Oh my god. Red, hi Red, welcome in. You guys are... It's overlapping. The song's overlapping because you guys put it on at the same time. Hi Red, how are you? Welcome in. Let me give you a shout out. Oh, Benji. Benji. Hi, Nola. Oh, I got caught in the crossfire. I'm fucking dumb. Did you see that?
I did. I was... No, I didn't know. Clip it.
Clip it. There's gonna be more. So for VIPs, I want to do more individual theme things. So like as soon as you pop into my chat, I want like with your idea of what to put, I want like an intro, either song or photo or something. Don't clip that. Clip it. Yeah. So this is the one that I was gonna try to add before stream, but I forgot. Well, my iPad's dead, so I want Wambo to be a command, but we already have Wando. Like I don't know how you want like why? Like what more can I add there? We have commands on top of commands on top of commands now. It's like insane. There's so much going on. I want it for free? No. You're very demanding today. Just because you won a game and tied the other doesn't mean you could be this demanding. I'm gonna make that cost like 2K. I feel like my channel points cost way too low. It's like way too fucking low. I like that in that soundbite. You hear one footstep, do you? No, I'm actually in pain, so I am typing shorter. What does you typing shorter and being in pain? Like, what? What does that have to do with anything? Dude, there are sound bites for... Are you okay? Okay. There are sound bites for Valorant stuff to troll, and I'm afraid. I type slower, so to keep the same pace, I type shorter. Can we get a summon Odie command? No, because I don't want it to be abused. It might, if I do that, it might be like once a stream. And he, for some reason, when he's in this area, goes crazy. There's so many lights and things for him to look at. He literally darts. Like, he tries to go and hide for cover. Hi, Eric. How are you doing? I'm doing good. How's your day going so far? You're doing well? I'm glad. I need to charge my iPad. So I'm actually gonna go do that real quick. I mean, I should have a charger here somewhere. Somewhere. I found a charger. I don't know if this outlet here is gonna charge it well though, so we'll see. Okay, hopefully that charges okay. Just plug it into your computer? No! You're on vacation. Oh, where are you going? Where are you headed to? That sounds fun. I want to go on vacation. I want to go somewhere. Is it just for the holidays? Just plug it into a particle accelerator. Okay. Facts. I heard they made them bite-sized now. You're going to Vegas tomorrow for Thanksgiving holiday with my family. I want to go. Can I tag along? I want to go with you. That sounds fun. I haven't been to Vegas since I was a kid. It was a long time ago. If anyone wants to play Party Animals with me, they're free to join. We're gonna play in maybe like 10 minutes. Let's see. I don't know if there's anything new in the game. I know I missed like the entire October stuff. Like everything from October is just gone now. Yeah, they're tasty. Bite size. Wow, you can really feel your particles accelerating. That is so funny. I'm so amused. I need to get like the reflection reduction stuff on my glasses. You can totally just see what I'm looking at. I could be looking at the wildest things and you'll see the reflection. Sorry, I'm busy laying in bed with my cat as my back tries to kill me and my thighs agree with it. Take care of yourself, Lando, please. How's Buttercup doing? The electrons in your body go crazy. Yep. Yep. There's another thing I needed to do. Let me see. Let me see. Mm-hmm. Moogle, what the hell? What the heck, Moogle? What are you doing? What are you doing?
Moogle raided my stream with 8
Explain
viewers.
yourself.
It does the left, which is a little bizarre. Can you throw some finger guns now? Hey. But yeah.
Ah! Sharky, hello. Moogle, sorry, I'm in the middle of doing something. Let me hurry it up. I'm sorry. I'm in the middle of doing something. Give me a second. There's so many things that I keep forgetting to do. Oh my gosh. Before starting stream. Okay, I think that's good. Okay, okay. Hello everyone, welcome in. I don't know if you guys know me. I am Misa, Kimchi, Fatal Kimchi, Melissa, whichever one you want to call me is completely fine. Where can I gift you sticky notes? Stop. Stop. 7, I want 7. No, we're playing the first one. Moogle, would you like me to play the first, the second, or third raid VOD? You get to pick. We haven't seen the first one in a very long time, and the reason being, the second, okay, you got it. Oh? What if I do the second? Fuck, no, do you want the first one? First? Okay, full disclaimer, the first one is really bad. The first one's like really bad. It's the first one I made ever. It was probably in the first 2 to 3 months of me streaming. Alright. I'll send you guys there. Here you go.
Let's go.
Hey, I'm Misa. Wait.
Not.
Okay, wait. Hold on. There's so many filters.
Bruh.
Come back.
What is the name of the illness, you know?
Stupidity. And Lug is crying. I should just put him out of his misery. There you go. You're welcome, bud.
Good job.
Wait.
Hold up.
Bye bye. Welcome back, everyone. So you have seen that one. Interesting. I haven't played that one. You're back. What do you mean? What are you saying right now? Yours is probably fucking amazing. Shut the fuck up. Shut up. I'm destroying these fudge. What are those? Pictures? You have a greater talent for video editing than I. What do you mean? No way. Thank you though. Thanks for the compliment. I still want to see 7. You know what? The next one that I make, Lando, I'm gonna just call it 7. That's what it's gonna be called. I was actually supposed to try to make one today, but I worked on our VIP stuff instead. So if you are a VIP to my channel, you have... Should I bring it up again? I closed it out. Fuck. I closed it out. Hold on. Can I help you? Stop. Land. Can I help you, Sharky? What can I do for you? What the fuck is that? What is that? The emotes don't translate well. The emojis don't translate well. This is what we have for VIP perks. Right here. And I would zoom in a little bit more, but I'm like scared I'm gonna blow it up. Yeah. So if you're a VIP, you can do all of these. I hate that the first time it does the slow zoom in, and every time after that, it's done. It's already zoomed in. It doesn't ever go. Are you having the time of your life here, Lando? I hope you are. Thank you. He's gonna not be a VIP very soon. I'm just kidding. I would never do that. You love this song? This song? You watch Arcane? Arcane's so fucking good. It's such a good, fucking so good. I love it so much. You guys have zero idea. And I'm very tempted to play Valorant right now, guys. I'll have you know, I'm very tempted to play Valorant. You haven't heard this song? Oh, I'm overhyping Weenie. Who's a VIP? Lando's a VIP. VIPs have the little VIP badge. Hello. Hey, look, is Nemo from this game? It is! It totally is. That's so cute. That's freaking cute. I don't remember how to play. And I don't have my controller. So yeah. Should I just enter quick matches? I kind of want to look for my controller, but I don't know where it's at. No idea where it's at. Let's check out the item shop. The what? Can we have a command that does the Roblox laugh? I can probably find that. Oh my god, I just burped. Give me a second, I'll find it. Hold on, it might be too loud. Oh god, that one was loud. Okay, hold on. I know you guys couldn't hear it, but I could. Hold on. Give me 1 second. Let me add this to our commands list. What do I name it? What do I want to name it? Is Arcane good? Oh my god, Arcane is so fucking good. You have to watch it. And they're doing the second season soon too, so watch it now. Like watch it today. Demote Lando. Promote Lando, demote Lando. It looks pretty. It's so good. Thank you. I'm able to support my cat with this promotion. What do you mean? Like, are you saying, like, I pay you? Because I would never. But I didn't want to watch because I don't play League. It has nothing to do with that. Lando, what do you want this, Here, I got it. Give me 1 second. Downloads. Let me put this in here. I have all my audio files in one place. Okay. You didn't play. I think I turned it down too low. I turned it down way too low. Hold on. I didn't hear it. Okay, yeah. Wait, what? Was that even? Hold on, let me see how. Okay, it's half, so I can put this one at 100. I didn't want to blow you guys' ears out, I'm sorry. I put it really, really low. Okay. Ah! Oh, it's so low. I can barely hear that. Maybe I do have to download the bass boosted one. Let me go through my history. I might have to do the bass boosted one. Oh, my head pads are off. I'm so sorry. Thank you so much, Sweet, for the head pads. I appreciate it. I love head pads. Oh my god, that one's so much louder. Lando, are you gonna do that every single time someone comes in? Oh my god. You just wanted that combo? Is that what that was? You wanted that combo? Okay. You're so crazy. I think it's this one. Let me switch it. I have to put it in the right file location. It's called Laugh. Okay. Excuse me. Okay, I can turn this one up a little bit. Let's try 45. Save. Oh, I can turn it up a lot more. What the hell? The other one was so low. Uh-huh. There you go. Is that better or is it too loud? I think it might be just a tad bit too loud. I'll turn it down like just a couple. Okay. Okay, we good. It's perfect. Okay. What am I doing? It's kind of hot now. It was really cold, but now it's getting hot. It's probably because I have socks on. Oh, I'm already in the item shop. We'll do a quick match. All you see in the shop is monkey business. You already have that one, right? You have that one already? Oh, we get to choose a map. Oops. Oops. I would have not chose this one, that's for sure. I don't remember how to play. I don't remember. Can't I have two? I don't think you can have two. What are you talking about? You're being so crazy. We are... Who do I play as? I kind of want to play as... the bunny. Okay, let's play as the bunny. I want 2 suits. I'll have 2 suits. Duck. Can I unready? Yeah. Oh, it's starting. It's too late. It's too late. My bad. Okay. How do you play this game? I remember a little bit, like a tiny bit. Okay, I think I really did play using my controller, huh? The mouse sensitivity is so fucking fast. Oh my god! They're beating our butts right now. Like, actually. Did I play on controller? I feel like controller would have been easier. Like, I don't know how to throw. Okay, that's how you throw. Oh my god! Oh my god! Am I doing harm? I can't get him! Oh! Oh no! I fell! The hell did that guy eat? Use yourself as fuel. Yo, they're winning! Okay, you know what? Oh shit. I don't remember how to climb. I think it's spacebar, right? Okay. Run, run, run. Jump. Jump. Oh geez, oh geez. I'm gonna be in trouble, aren't I? Oh, I forgot you could run. Oh god! No, 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 wake up! Wake up! Wake up! Yes, he's on fire! He's on fire! Oh god! Oh gosh. Oh my god, he's gonna come for me, isn't he? No! Oh fuck, I meant to jump the other way. Can I change my sensitivity? Why is it at 50? Maybe like 7, I don't know. I'm just warming up. I'm getting used to the controls. You're here? What does that mean? Does that mean you're in here? Oh shit, I fell. Fuck, I don't remember how to use the controls. Honestly. No, no. Mouse sensitivity doesn't seem to do much. Yeah, it's still going crazy. You're updating your game? Okay, listen. Listen. We're never gonna win because of these guys. Oh! The sign! Oh my god, oh my god. Okay. We climbing, we climbing. We climbing. Come on, get up, you stupid bunny. Hiya. 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 Ooh! No! I dodged it. Oh my god, oh my god! No, 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 no! Wake up, wake up, wake up. Please, please wake up. Oh, oh, no, 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 no! Jeez. Yeah, we lost this one for fucking sure. We're already there. You know, they said use your head. They didn't only mean your head. You know what? I'm trying my best, okay? The mouse sensitivity is a little better, I think. Oh! Oh, fuck. So you hold space to jump. Or to climb, I think. Is what it is. Oh yeah, because we're totally gonna catch that. You're only headbutting. Listen. I was trying my best, okay? I haven't played in a very long time. I feel very clumsy. I feel so clumsy. Can I cancel? Can I cancel? Wait, are you playing? Wait, I think Namu's playing with other people. Hold on. Let me double check. I'm pretty sure he's playing. What the heck? So many text messages. Namu? Yeah, Namu's playing a different game. I can add people and see if they want to play. You're online.
Somebody say party
Oh
animal.
shit. Why do you scare me like that?
I was waiting for you to send it before I even opened the game, so that way you'd see that I joined you'd see that I opened the game, and then I joined right as it happened.
That was terrifying. Don't ever do that again.
Okay.
Here, I got you. Hold on. Give me a second. Your wish is my command, I guess. There you go.
Go straight.
I got my two.
Angie, hello. Welcome in.
Nemo's gone.
Right. Because
Nemo's
this
gone?
town ain't big enough for
I don't-
two of
I
us.
made him walk off the screen somehow.
Reluctant, but
1 month of Discord Nitro. Wait.
What?
Hen- Yes, please.
How the game's been? I... Lando. Stop. Stop. Oh my god. It's too funny. Check my stream.
I joined your game, but it didn't let me join.
Wait, why?
I don't know.
Can I join you? Or...
I'm joining.
Okay.
Hey.
You're here.
Can I fall on the couch?
Okay. I need to do knock 3 people out with lollipops. Win 1 last stand, finish 4 solo games, knock out 3 opponents with racket. Okay.
I have to do those same things. Castleween? Okay.
What is this? When did they put this out? Halloween time?
Mr. Sir Breb with the Brebington.
Now I think I can turn off the Fujitech one because that's too many breads in one screen.
Put me on your head.
You're there.
Yeah,
That's what I
okay.
was telling you that I was doing.
Perfect. Yeah.
Who do I play?
I sub to you. I get put on head.
I think I play Fluffy. Oh,
Yeah.
look at...
I could become a Secret Service agent. Hey, mister.
I like the calico cat. That one's super cute. Marvelous.
Oh, looks like a mob boss.
Oh, I can't see anything. What do you do? Oh,
Oh.
I got knocked.
That may have happened to me. Ah! Hey, we're on a team together.
Are
Perfect.
we? Oh! I have no idea what the...
Being shot at.
What are we supposed to do? I have a feeling it has to do with these lights, right? Moogle, what
Jump
shall I
off
do?
the castle.
Oh, it's just don't fall off?
Oh. Oh, hey.
Oh, hey!
No, no. Put me down. No!
This person's so mad at me for knocking them out. I've got the light. I don't know what I do with it. Oh, someone's throwing things at me. I don't remember how to jump and kick things. Okay, that's how you jump and kick things. Oh no 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 no!
Hey,
you
I don't mean to be
still
the
on
bearer of
here?
bad news.
No,
Nope.
you're
I don't mean to
not.
be the bearer of bad news, but the castle's falling apart.
What do you mean the castle's falling apart?
You see,
Somebody lost their hat.
Oh,
I almost fell.
Kimchi,
Yeah.
stay there. Stay in the middle. Just stay in the middle.
Yeah. You're right. You're
You
right.
see the entire castle falling apart?
Yes. I now see the castle falling apart. Oh, you can have your kill. That's fine.
Oh,
Okay.
so we gotta
Okay.
just jump
Okay.
off.
Okay.
You got this. You got this. The dubs are easy. Dubs are
I
easy.
want the plunger. Oh shit.
Hang on, let me mark the green guy real quick. Yeah, knock him out!
Yeah. Yeah, you guys can go take each other out.
There's a bomb!
No. Woo!
Green guy's out. Or knocked out at least. Stay clear.
No. Oh fuck. Okay, he is throwing hands. It's not looking that good.
You got this. He's an idiot.
Oh!
He's gone!
Let's go! How did
That's
I-
my teammate!
How did I win that? What the fuck?
That's my duo!
She's converted to the way of the plunger, right? I just want to use a lollipop, please.
Hey.
Oh,
Hey,
fuck.
Kimchi. I bring you light.
Thank you. I needed it.
No,
Oh,
no. I tried.
You tried what? By giving me light?
Yes, I thought that would work.
Okay. I see you. Which one? Wait.
I'm rolling.
You're rolling?
Lollipop!
Use the lollipop.
Ow.
Night. Oh, that wasn't you.
Gimme. Oh,
I was converted. It wasn't fun. Dude, I was just looking at that clip today, Moogle. That clip's so fucking funny. It's pretty bad, actually. There's a clip of Moogle putting a plunger in a weird spot. A very funny spot. Lando, enough. I regret showing you all of the VIP perks. You messed it up.
I'm stuck here with people just dodging me.
I can't even tell who's.
Let go of me!
Unhand me, you fool.
Unhand me, you troglodyte! Oh, I hit someone.
Oh, you're gonna get the accomplishment or
I
whatever.
think I already got it.
Nice.
Probably, I think. I knocked out like 2 people. That's definitely 3. Bye.
Oh shit, you got this. I believe in you.
I believe.
You just need to keep holding on to that, and then you'll win.
No!
Oh shit.
I have been kicked.
No,
We're fine,
my
we're fine,
bomb
we're fine,
fell
we're
on the
fine,
floor.
we're fine, we're fine.
Oh. Everyone's asleep. Oh my god. Not there being 3 people in the tiniest corner of the map. Oh, you got this. Oh, press space. Press space.
This is fine.
Press
This is
space.
fine.
Oh
fine.
my god. My heart. That was so scary.
No!
No!
I have fallen! No!
You're still alive. Climb. Climb like you're
No!
No!
I have been hit by a fish!
Damn. Wait. Who's the
I
last
think-
one?
I thought
Okay.
Caleb was still alive because they fell inside the castle.
Sweet, did you want to play? Yeah.
Oh no! He has eaten the spinach!
He hit me.
He ate spinach!
I didn't know
You could've
that's
never
a
had your-
one hit.
Wait, are you dead?
Yeah, from one spinach
Wait,
hit.
what?
That's what I was saying. How? That
But
is
you got
fucking.
knocked out. You got murked in
I
one
got
hit.
murdered. That was crazy. What the fuck? You got this. Throw him out. Oh, the racket. I think you need rackets too, right?
Boy, you
Yeah.
suck.
Something like that. Excuse me, sir. Well, if you don't mind me. Give me the pleasure.
Angie, it's okay.
No, I've knocked one. He's gonna kill that man instead.
I want to throw something, but I'm waiting for a bomb again. But I want to wait for the bomb when it's
No.
the small
No.
map. I love this game so much. It's so fun to play.
I told Angie she should buy it, but she didn't.
It is $20 though, yeah?
Yeah. Ow! I've fallen and I can't get up.
Yes, he's still alive.
Orlando. It's a fucking automatic shadow. Oh!
Oh, bye-bye.
Not the comments.
Catch his hands.
Are you in the voice chat by any chance? Do you hear the kid going, oh, bye-bye?
No, I mean I should probably turn that on, shouldn't I? I'm dying. Don't. No. Let me up. No.
Wait, where are you? Oh, you
Dead.
died. Ah, fuck.
Like just now.
Oh, bye-bye is funny. Yeah. That's so silly. I need the clout. It feeds my family. Really now. Your family... Here. Your family needs... Oh.
Come on, teammate, you gotta
The
win
laugh is taking me
hear him.
out.
Have a lovely lurk.
this.
Thank you for the like,
Yeah,
Angie. I
no.
appreciate it. It sounds like a little baby's playing.
It does. By the way, I can't be on for long. I have dinner waiting.
Okay.
Later.
No
I'll play for like
worries.
30 minutes.
Okay.
Yes.
Today is probably going to be a short stream too because I streamed for way too long yesterday. It was like
noticed.
almost 9 hours.
Yeah, me and Angie were talking about that because me and Angie started stream 3 hours after you did.
And I was
and
streaming
then
for so
you were
much
still-
longer.
You were still going after. You went live twice. Wait, I found the kid. He's the yellow shark. Don't kill the yellow shark.
Come on.
No, not me. What did I ever do?
Let the kid live. Let the kid live.
Oh, I forgot you can roll. That's what you do.
Oh yeah, I forgot. Hey,
Roll high. I almost tried to knock you out.
I saw that. You swung. Luckily, you trash.
Shut up.
Whoa.
No, sir, you're coming with me.
Wait, I'm sorry. It's so funny when you.
No,
the
no,
little
no.
kid. I smacked him. He goes, no. I feel so bad.
Oh no.
He's
No,
all
no, no,
no. He said no, please. He's trying to throw me over. Let me take a. Okay, you can take him out. That's fine. Oh, get away from that.
No, this is a giant dog pile. I think I'm knocked out.
Are you? No.
Almost dead.
Oh, almost fell. I smacked someone hell hard. Ooh, there you go. I finally knocked someone out.
I'm gonna grab him on the ground. No. The shark. A shark just murdered himself for some reason.
Oh,
Hi, Kimchi.
oh my god,
Oh,
don't
shoot.
fall! What are you doing? Yo, the... Oh, fuck.
Oh.
Get away! Oh, no, a bomb, not a bomb, not a bomb!
Get away from me!
Oh!
Thinking I was being sad and then ran in for a hug. You got
That's
this.
right, little bro. That's right, little bro. Get that word, boy.
You get that word, boy? You hear that guy?
Yeah. We got that win, though. Oh god.
Bro, this guy seems to be a big fan of the little kid, I'm not gonna lie. So let's go, Robo.
Oh, I hate this.
Oh, no, I fell. The
That's a
bomb took me out.
dumbass.
What the fuck?
Kill him.
Hey, sir,
Oh.
someone of your age should not be
Oh
cursing.
my god,
Come here.
Andy, stop.
Someone of your stature, young man, should not be cursing.
Almost forgot about me. But it's me,
Bro.
Dio. Oh
Are you
my
dead?
god, yeah, I died. I died in the first fucking second, dude. Someone put a bomb out and it just landed on me, knocked me out, and then I was dead. I had no chance.
He's crying. What the fuck? Sir, you should not be cursing at that age. You said dumbass. Come here. Someone
That's
of
a
your
curse
age
word?
should not be saying those
That's
words.
a curse word?
Not,
I feel like
not
not.
curse words, but like a little 5-year-old shouldn't be saying that. He is dragging me along the floor. Do you see this?
Imagine being dragged by a 5-year-old.
Ow! I got roundhoused. Not by the 5-year-old.
Oh, he almost pushed you. Oh, he knocked himself out. Oh god.
Excuse me, sir.
What is that, a frying pan? Oh, frying pan's scary. You guys are
Come
just
here,
gonna
come here.
wait for the map to get smaller now, huh?
Come here. Come here. No. Come here. Come here. Come here, guys. Come here, guys.
Oh,
Oh,
damn.
wow. I forgot the charge up was
Damn.
too. Oh my god, bro was just beating him up. Bye. Oh, I almost got him.
One more. Oh, so close.
Hey, don't throw that at me. I got the kid. Is that the kid?
No. Is it? I feel like it is.
No, I don't think kids play. I think kids the other one. Oh, I got knocked out again.
Andy,
Yeah,
thank you
kid's the
so
one that
much
starts
for
with
the
a K, like
viddies. I appreciate
Kamehameha,
it.
whatever his name is.
Even though it's
There's not-
fucking
wait, where'd he come from?
scary. He like flew in the middle of nowhere. It
Oh,
is
no,
the
that is
kid.
the
It
kid.
is the kid.
No way, no what? Where did he
Dude,
come
we
from?
win these. We
That's
win
what I
these.
said.
We
Bye,
win
guys.
these. We win these. No. What do you mean, bye, guys?
No.
No. Oh. The
You
kid
chunked
won
me.
that.
Where did the green guy come from?
I don't know. Oh shit, we're playing.
God.
Oh, I'm
God
gonna
himself.
have-
Please wake up. Oh.
No, let me go. Let me go.
No way, no.
Unhand me.
You heard him.
Why is that literally the sound you make when
Trying to
you
knock me
sleep,
out.
huh?
I know what you're trying to do.
Fuck,
Oh, with the
dude,
shovel, no.
I can't do anything. Oh my
Are you
god.
dead now?
No, I'm just gonna play dead. So that everyone else can take care of him.
I killed an invisible guy.
I saw that.
You could turn invisible now? Since when? That's a kid.
I want
That's
this.
a kid.
I want this.
Put down the oh.
Yes.
My shovel.
Oh,
The unstoppable duo. The shovel
I'm
and the
trying-
lollipop. Get away from me. Don't hit me.
I was like, dude, you're so close to me. Why?
no. Hey,
I'm trying to get this shark thing.
Get away from me.
Like, they're all on your side of the map. I don't know what to do.
I chunked that guy.
I chucked that guy too. It was, oh!
Ah, no! Kimchi, if I die. Kimchi, I swear.
Don't die.
I got rocked. I got Mike Tyson.
Oh, I know what you're trying to do. Dumbass.
Why is this so funny?
Okay, we're fine. Oh, 3!
Holy shit.
Oh, I'm still alive.
He said,
Not
oh,
for long,
I'm still
little boy. Oh,
alive.
shit.
If
shit,
nobody
shit.
gets me off, I'll give
Oh,
them
God.
100. I'll give them
100 what?
$1,000.
Give me 100
I'm dead.
what?
I got chunked.
No, don't die. What do you mean?
I got yeeted. I got blown the fuck up.
If nobody gets the yellow shark off, I'll give them $1,000.
$1,000, bro.
Kid, I hate to be that guy, but A, you don't have $1,000 for me. This is the last round. Oh my lord! My guy!
Yes,
I fucking-
let's go. Oh
That fish that
god.
just
You
hit you, that was me.
motherfucker. You're a fucking bitch.
Oh my lord! We're
God, that was uncalled for.
Oh, shut up, boy. Where you at right now? I'm about to fucking. Come here.
Yeah, that's facts.
Oh no. Throw more hands
I like
at
this guy.
JoJo Bizarre characters. Is this the child abuse because
Put
you're
the kid
beating
in
up
his place.
kids? Oh god, that kid deserves the beating, never mind. Wow. Unhand me, heathen. The words. I know, he was using his words, yeah. Mm-hmm.
He was
All
yapping
kinds
for
of
real.
words.
He was. I'm not gonna lie. That man was yapping. Yapatron 5000.
He was saying some
Those
facts.
are non-family friendly words.
Facts, yeah, that was crazy.
Those were some non-safe for work words.
Imagine.
I'm not gonna lie. I couldn't. Oh my lord, he was going crazy on those.
When
Alright,
did you
I used
guys
to
start
play-
cussing? What at what age? You know?
12.
Like what?
12.
12?
I got my phone at that age, so.
Ah. I see.
And I started hanging around like my mom's family friends more, and their kids curse a fucking lot.
Like a sailor.
I was basically like peer pressure into cursing because they'd just be like, "Fuck, shit, bitch," and I was like, I don't say those things, guys.
The cell phone ruined your innocence.
It wasn't the cell phone; it was them.
Probably 11, 13. I probably cussed. How old are you in 5th grade?
10. No, 11.
Uh,
Oh, wait, I was 11 too. I was either 10 or 11 because that's whenever I got to know him.
I cussed a lot because I had cousins who were older, so I
did
couldn't
too.
pronounce TR, and my mom used to drive a big black truck, so yeah. Jones, would you just say the F word every single time? That's actually hella funny.
My brother had a speech impediment growing up. He
That's
couldn't do that
you.
either. Except he called trucks, the broom broom.
The vroom vroom?
Broom broom.
That's cute. Look at this player, whoever.
Yeah. Vroom vroom. Vroom vroom. Vroom vroom. Vroom vroom. And then they called balloons balloon. So he'd go balloon, balloon, balloon. Anything we wanted to balloon. Oh my lord, I got rocked by my own teammate. No, wait, no.
Oh, I am asleep. I just want to hit people, you know?
I'm fighting, boy.
Yeah, that's all I want to do. The great.
I didn't come here to play ball. I came here to throw hands. And
Basically.
spit bubble gum. And I'm all out of hands.
I didn't seriously start. Wait, why does it sound like an addiction, guys?
I
You
didn't
guys sound like you're
seriously start
addicted to cussing.
I didn't seriously start cursing until I was like 12.
Oh my god, we're just letting them win. This is wild. We couldn't even catch that guy. We need to use our rolls to go faster. I remember now.
Yeah, you gotta hit
Gotta
that.
roll.
Throw! Oh, I saw. Oh, he got it.
Yeah. Yes, let's go. I think he also
Oh.
scored the first time too.
He did, yeah. He's him.
Damn. I blame
Yeah,
video
Timothy.
games. 90s, MTV.
I blame Call of Duty, Black Ops 3. I played that game when I was 9. It came out when I was 8.
Bless you.
I've only really ever played zombies. Mine!
No,
No, gimme!
Don't let him have it.
Come here, boy!
Oh, I got him.
You got him.
I
You
got
Good
him.
job. I'm proud of you, Kippy.
Oh, fuck. Oh, that's gonna blast away. Ooh!
Is that an Alario? Boy, ooh, did you see
I
that?
knocked him out. I knocked him out. Not this duck. Okay.
What do you mean not this duck? Is that like, you know, what do you gotta get stuck? My
Oh, you got this. No! What? Stop.
Give me a punch. I deserve that. I deserve that. I deserve that.
I punched you.
I deserve that.
Roll. No. Oh! That was so close. On this side, Korean moms are savage. I don't want to know. I'm like terrified.
My mom says like shoot the most severe things, but then one time she dropped a bag of non-fragile groceries on the ground and said shit like under her breath. We were like, bro,
Oh, my friend.
of
I'm
all
sorry.
things, your son like especially since like the month before that, I went through some of this traumatic shit in my life, and then all of a sudden it's like, why would you curse at that? Like you, the teammate's going the wrong way. Let him.
Oh,
no!
I fucking missed
He
my
learned.
shot.
Get me out of this corner. Just pushing out of the corner. No, my.
I'm headbutting everybody. Well, I
No,
was.
I got a gorilla instead of the ball.
No, we're all knocked out. Red, you got this. No. I can't even see who's who anymore because there's so
It's
many
leaving.
of
It's
us
gone.
everywhere.
Go.
Oh my god.
Roll. Roll. I can roll. No.
No! Look at how many of us are just toppled over.
Bro, my guy is show up.
We're bad at this. No, this is warm up. We're warming up.
Oh, he's. Better get some hands, boy. Oh,
How did I get knocked out that fast? Holy shit.
I'm on the floor. It's okay, he got it. Sir! Oh my lord! You're a new level of garbage.
He
I
had
didn't
a
mean to punch him that
clear path. This bro had a clear path.
Go. No. He's bad. He's trash. It's okay.
Oh my god.
That's me. Don't grab me.
I'm getting
Throw
grabbed
your hands,
too.
my own teammate. I got knocked out twice. My hat. No.
No! Oh, I had
Okay,
a
Miranda.
grab on him.
Can I put my hat on?
No. When I was young, I called my mom a bitch, and she told me to put a condom over my heart because she's what? Oh! What? What are you? What?
That's a mother right there. Let go of me.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That wasn't you. That was the random guy.
Yes, let's go. You're so good.
We ain't losing today. Sure, it takes one more goal and they win, but we ain't losing today.
We didn't lose that round, that's for sure.
'Kay.
That's crazy. They are savage. Yeah, my mom be saying some wild shit.
Oh hey, what's going on here?
Go, bread, go. Go, bread, go.
You stay
Go,
with me.
bread, go. You got
6
this.
feet.
Oh shit, you're just him today. You're just him today, huh?
I'm always him.
It's
There it is.
Lando.
I was waiting for it.
Oh wow, that's way. I just heard it on stream. That's way less coherent than how I said it.
Yeah. Going here. Going here. Yeah, so it's like what's going on here, and you're just wondering.
Somebody please pick that up.
No,
Oh,
no,
fuck.
no. I can't get up. My
I
teammate's
can't get up
kicking me.
either. What is this bullshit? No. Boo.
I love when I'm first loading into the game. Instead of being a normal person, I go and I grab the R and the Q and make it create.
And you what?
Instead of recreate. You can move your character around in the first loading screen, so I just...
Oh yeah.
That's what I meant whenever I said Nemo is gone. I somehow grabbed the R and made both Nemo and the R walk away.
What did that spell?
E-create.
Recreate.
Okay, I'm leaving. I go
Okay.
eat food.
Take care.
You-
I know.
We
He's
trade now.
leaving.
Yeah, we're trading. We're
Oh,
trading
okay.
kid for kid.
Oh, God. Oh jeez. Take care.
Okay, you too.
Will
You guys
do.
have fun with the stream.
Yes.
Namu's
Bubba.
playing Baldur's Gate. This is so interesting.
Yeah.
Is he playing it?
Yeah, he just got
finally
on.
got it.
Nice.
Bye bye.
Is he playing it
Bye-bye.
on stream? Bye,
Yes.
Dad. See you later.
Yes,
He is?
Yeah.
Nice. What?
Fate.
Are you laughing at him? Okay. Just making sure.
Yes. Oh my goodness. So there's a scene where like a tadpole crawls into your eye, and his face
Say less.
was
please.
literally just the surprise emoji.
Say less, please.
Ooh, yes. Safely aloft. Safely
No,
aloft.
that's what I wanted to do too. This one's so basic.
It is. I know
Get
Monkey can
poisoned.
throw hands, but Monkey doesn't want to resort to violence. I have business to do.
Whatever. You're the most violent one here. What the fuck?
I don't resort to violence. The customer causes it.
No, that's your fucking default. What are you talking about?
Hey, I never said we were a peaceful company. Nabu's just so confused by
Dude,
character creation right now.
This person named Man had like all
Man
of the
was man?
skins.
I don't see a man.
Oh
Yeah,
fuck,
get
we're
out.
starting! No. Oh!
Yeah,
Thank you. I need this racket. Wait, I'm glitched.
Ow!
Oh! No,
Dude, he hit me
they're
out of
invincible.
midair.
Invisible?
They're invisible?
Yeah.
Oh, wait, how do you
I
do
don't know.
that? Seems like cheating. Oh, ow.
I want the racket, please. I literally can't get it. No. Oh no. Oh my god, how many times am I gonna get knocked out? I just want the fucking racket. Oh. You're not supposed to hit me. It's the potion! It's the potion! Oh fuck. The potion turns you invisible! Invisible.
No, he got it. Oh, wait, you can see him. Oh, wait. He's right here. He's in front of me. Come here. Where you go? Oh, no,
He's the nunchucks.
Oh, what the there's floating nunchucks!
Yeah.
The demon has come! Ow. Oh, he's back. Oh, he's back. You know what? I think the best solution to my problems here is just to ascend.
Oh
There we go.
my
Nice
god.
and safe.
Are you up there again?
From the top.
Oh.
Wow, I got hit by a fish. Never mind.
Oh, you're.
Oh, hey, how you doing?
Oh, I just want the tennis racket.
Gotta
Please.
go, bunny.
Oh,
Ew.
I hit the tennis. Oh my god. Ah! Andy, what? Was that Andy? What was that? I didn't even see the alert. Free bits. Oh, okay. That one fucking scared me. Why you do that? Oh shit, the poison. Where's the poison at?
You're standing.
Oh.
Oh, now you're definitely.
Oh wait, no, I thought it was on the other side. I don't know. It looked weird. I suck.
I died. The bomb killed me. Flat out killed me.
Jones, thanks for the hydrate. Wait.
It's a ninja.
What?
Oh, weave. Oh. Ow, I hit myself in the head.
Oh my god.
Stupid
I died
nunchucks, they
already.
suck.
I fucking died already. You hit. Oh yeah,
You know what
yeah.
that
Because the
sounds
nunchucks, you
to
hit
me?
yourself. All
That
the
sounds
time.
to me like ow. Oh,
He
no,
has
oh,
the
never mind.
plunger
Oh,
on his
ow.
butt.
Ow, oh goodness, I'm so dead.
Oh, I put that there next to you.
Okay, we're good.
Not me trying to kill my own son.
We're just gonna, we're just gonna get out of here.
Oh god.
I've got business to attend to. People, I'm gonna have to. Oh no, get the fuck away from me! What are you doing up here?
He tried. He really tried. Giving you the Korean parents experience, they scare me too. Stop. Stop.
Let's see how long it takes for someone to chuck a fish in. I heard it. Oh no, they missed. From the top rope. Oh, I missed.
How could you miss? Is this your warm-up game?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. That's alright then.
Oh. No, this corner's actually probably kind of safe. No, leave me alone!
Why does he throw? Oh fuck! out for you. You gotta knock him out for. You can't just.
No, I can trust. Ow.
Or they can. Get
They-
up.
They jumped off
Get
with
up.
me. That was
Get
no,
up.
no,
Get
I'm
up.
dead. I'm dead.
Get up. Why
A
did
little
that
banana
person jump
down here.
off?
Oh my
Everyone
goodness, they
just
both just
jumped
died.
off.
They totally both just died. Oh my, the bunny wins again.
Again?
You're kidding. I'm aiming for the bunny now. He's my main target.
Yeah, you can't win.
Come here, bunny! Ow.
You
Oh,
hit
oh, goodness,
me.
don't let him get those nunchucks. No, I didn't.
I'm pretty sure that was you.
No, I ran out of stamina while I was trying to throw the bunny. Okay, I think the bunny's dead. He got knocked out and he fell into the gas.
Oh, no. How do I drop this? How do I drop this? Oh my god. That was terrifying. Oh, please. Please.
Oh.
I want this. Can I please pick this up? Please.
Oh, what the f- Bro just pulled a reverse Uno card out on me. Ow! Oh no!
Just stay away from me. We're good.
I'm just gonna stay in this corner. And you know, I'm gonna feel nice and safe.
Yeah. So safe.
I just knocked himself out with his own boomerang.
Right?
Oh no, he didn't fall. Oh, well.
Oh, fuck. Oh, thanks.
I'm here
I
to save you.
appreciate it.
And maybe knock you out in the process. We don't know.
Probably. Sounds like something you do. Alright, let me get this boomerang.
Come here. Think you is, eh? Who you think you is? No, come here. Who you think you is? I don't care if you got a bomb in your hands. You can hug it for all I care.
Oh! No. Get up. Get up. Get up.
That bomb just kill you? No way.
No, I'm climbing.
Weave.
We're better. We're better.
He doesn't know how to wield that. Oh, there we go. Get him out.
I'm
Get
gonna
out of here.
I'm gonna grab it. I'm
You know
gonna
what?
try to grab
No,
it.
I got this. Coming with me.
Wait a second. Are you? Oh.
I sacrificed
All for the win.
It was worth it.
Oh, I want the laser. Oh shit.
Oh no, the bunny's after me! The bunny's after me!
No.
I'm totally gonna lose this.
No. Oh shit. Almost fell. No, please let go of me. The bunny is after you. What the fuck? Take him out. Yes.
Just tossed his feet over the edge. Oh goodness, that man has a taser!
Oh god. Okay, I'm up. My
Oh,
favorite
Mookie,
gun.
no! Mookie,
My
no!
favorite gun.
No!
My favorite gun.
Get up, Mookie! Mookie,
My
come
favorite
on!
gun. My favorite gun.
Oh, I got froze. I'm dead. I'm actually dead.
Oh, did I freeze you?
Yes.
I'm sorry.
Wait, I'm still alive. We're good. I have
How?
literally 2 health, and that is like not an exaggeration. If I touch the gas, I will die.
Oh! Please wake up.
No, go to sleep. Get sleep.
Oh! That was a nice jab. Honestly, that was really
Oh
good. That was
my
really good.
goodness, Somebody tased me while I was about to kill this man's. I had him.
This is an animal abuse cage fight? Oh, you
I
have a
don't think so.
Thanksgiving plate for lunch. I'm hungry, actually. All right, I'm gonna keep bombing the right side of the map, or mid. I'm gonna go mid. Yeah. You have 2 health. Oh shit, are you dead?
Oh goodness. No, I'm okay.
What?
We're good.
How?
We're good.
You have electricity and ice right now.
That sounds like a skill issue.
How did you?
Ow. I've gotten knocked out so many times. Stop trying to shoot me in the butt with ice, dude.
Are you okay?
My cheeks are gonna be so singed with the coldness.
That person slid all the way to the back.
Here, come here, kitty, come here.
Oh, that is
Ow.
aggressive.
Oh, I'm gonna be okay.
Alright, you just got one. It's a 1v1.
Ow,
Oh.
ow, ow, ow. That was no, put me down.
Oh!
No, no. We're okay, get up, climb. You idiot, climb! I held space, move his arm.
He's like, no.
There's spinach there. Give me the spinach.
I want the ice gun.
Spinach.
Oh, fuck.
Yes.
Oh my god. Whose strat is to...
I'm spinached up. Come here.
Oh, yeah, you totally went there. Are you dead? You're lying. You're lying.
I'm actually dead. I think I knocked out twice in the gas once and didn't die, but as soon as I touch it while spinached up, I'm dead.
Oh, my face.
The
Can I push
logic
this?
of
Can I push
game
this?
is
Can I push this?
obviously-
No.
No, you can't.
This is scary. You know what? Let me have this.
Go
I
bully
can't.
the ice
I
cat.
can't grab this. Why can't I grab this?
There you go, you got it.
Where's the ice guy?
It's the kitty.
Oh! I'm scared. Ah! I'm scared of him.
Let me help.
Ah! No,
My
no,
bomb
no,
just
no,
set
no,
another person's
no.
bomb off the edge. Climb!
I'm climbing.
Somebody with a fish.
Oh fuck, I missed.
Use my fish as a weapon.
Fuck.
They're pushing you.
He's
to
gonna
the
get
ground.
ice, no? He didn't get. Oh fuck.
No, he shot another one at you while you were pushing the other guy.
Oh. I'm just gonna stay away from them.
No, just descend.
Oh,
No,
bleh.
just descend.
No, no,
Oh,
no!
You are so You're the gas. You're done. You're done.
Oh no! Bro, hit you with that chill vibe. Chill. Take a banana. It landed on
I-
his face.
I
Not the
supplied him that bomb.
What the fuck?
I sent it to try and kill him and it just
God.
threw it at him.
He did not care. Oh! Oh! Damn. I'm on the floor. I'm on the floor.
Business.
He's pushing you.
Oh.
Oh, that was funny. That one's good. Look at your jaw. It's like open.
You good in it. Why are they wearing a mouth? I feel like this is necessary.
A mouth guard?
Yeah, my character needs a mouth guard. I know you're a businessman, but like,
You need a mouth guard.
safety's important.
Bunny had 200 IQ play. I know. They did too good.
We work for the bank, you know. When a robber comes in, we rob them.
What? Is that your job?
That's the slogan.
Okay. I understood. Let's be this one.
Yes, business.
Oh no, there's another business one.
Business.
There cannot be two.
No, there can. We're a very widespread company. So we gotta have
Mm.
more than one operative. I was just wailing on a bunny. No, you put me down.
Oh!
Taking this to my safe space.
Damn, I died.
Did he?
What's Forrest Gump's password? 141.
Oh.
Oh, I thought they knocked you out for a second. You got this.
Nope. Now I am. Roll. Gotta do a barrel roll. Oh, I can't move that. There's a bomb behind there? What the f? He pulled that out of his inventory.
Oh dang, the bunny is really good. I think we need to like switch the lobby.
No, put me down! Put me down! Someone get a hold of Ching!
Hopefully it's you. Oh, I believe in you. You got this. Oh shit.
Oh, it made me grab the bunny! The stupid bunny! I was gonna grab the wall, but the bunny got in the way.
He's got that. Yeah, we're going this way. Oh, that's you.
Oh, well, that
I got the bunny. I got the bunny.
Kill him!
Oh, I can't. Oh, I can't.
Down, man, put me down. No, put me down.
Oh, I knocked myself out. Fuck. Wake up, wake up, wake up. Grab that, grab that. Okay. That wasn't that bad. Are you still up?
Yeah.
Bunny's still
It's
here
a kitty
too.
beating the shit out of me. Ow! Oh, it's the double like that. No, why me? Put me down! Get my stupid bunny!
Oh, I got the tiger thingy. Oh shit. Fuck. I'm so far.
Oh, someone hit me with a fish!
Hold
I
on.
grabbed the fish. I grabbed the fish.
Oh, no.
No! I grabbed too many fishes, man!
No, I'm knocked out right now. I'm knocked out. No, 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 no. Oh. I hate it. I hate it so much. Oh, invisible potion. No. I'm invisible.
In this one.
I'm invisible.
Oh, I can see you. Wait, I can see.
I think it's because we're twins.
Yeah, you're just blue for me. Wait, I can't hit my business associate.
Oh shit.
Business associate, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to.
No.
There
Oh,
was a
he's
bomb
lost his
going in.
glasses.
Oh!
Oh.
Oh, I always lose my glasses. I don't
Oh.
actually wear them.
Oh, they're for decoration?
Yeah.
Awesome. That's cool.
No, you gotta be
forget there's-
decorative when you're a
I
business
forgot
man.
there's stamina here, huh?
Very little.
How does he still have his fucking hat? I can't throw hands right now. I'm sorry. I'm horrible at it. Oh. Hold on to something.
I have the chain. Never mind. I got hit with a bomb.
I hate that takes you out. Oh, my god.
I'm
You're
dead.
just
Me and my
so-
business associate
You're
are dead.
just so unlucky right now. Dude, what?
Bro, why do the dead hate me? Every time I have
They're
gone for
gonna
that chain
win.
towards the end, they just kill me. Everyone who's dead is just like, yeah, the monkey has to die. Like,
I think it's
what?
just the chain in general. Alright, listen. Listen here. I haven't thrown anyone out in a very long time, and you're gonna be it. Hey! What? Oh, I thought that was you. It's your business associate. Your business
Gonna kill
associate
me?
keeps killing me.
Oh, sorry. You know, it's business is business.
Yeah.
You
Dude,
never
I
know what
landed on my
business has its
face! And I'm knocked out. Okay, I'm tasing somebody.
Please
Oh.
have that somebody not be me.
Never
could tase my
mind,
business
never
associate.
mind.
No,
That
I'm
was
dead.
a really good
Oh,
throw.
I'm dead. I thought I lived, but I did not.
Damn. And they both jump in. Look at the
I
flying
think- I
fish.
think the monkey was for business associate. Come here, buddy. Come here.
Oh,
Come here.
I'm knocked out in the front.
No,
Knocked
business
out in the
associate,
front.
yeah. Just give me a hug. Oh,
He's
goodness.
all The otter
Threw
was
me.
holding my head up. Oh my goodness. Okay, wait.
The my business
Your
associate.
Disney?
I tried to hug him,
Yeah.
and he threw me at the camera.
What the hell? I'll be right back. I'll use the restroom.
Okay.
Entertain chat.
You know, I'm just gonna type in chat fart. This is very entertaining, right, chat? No, I got this. We're just gonna copy pasta a bunch of farts. Now is your chance, right? Hear me out. Now is chance, right? Now is your chance. Peak comedy, right, guys? Yeah, you tell me this isn't peak comedy? Guys, you gotta help me bury this. You can't just have this sitting here, you know, it's getting suspicious.
My bad. My husband was in the restroom.
Oh no.
I had to wait. Oh no.
no.
Oh no.
Don't look at chat.
What? What is this?
Can confirm was very entertaining.
Lando, I'm fucking dying. What is that?
It turns out there's no 30-second limit when it's a command.
Lando, control
You
yourself.
wanna hear the magnificence?
Did you
that is
clip
this?
it? Okay. Oh, wait. Why do you? What? What? I think I did.
It's all in rapid succession. It's perfect. You can't tell me this is peak comedy.
You almost made me like drool from laughing. Almost, very close, very close. It didn't happen.
Just gotta add that. Gotta make sure that's a period.
My brain. I can't. That's too fucking funny.
It was peak comedy. It was peak.
Which
comedy.
one? Oh, the
safely
float,
off.
float, 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 float. I've got beer.
Yeah.
Beer's in the building.
What? What?
What, Sunday night beer? No? Okay. Just me?
I don't know. Think that's a we go.
In some places.
In most. Ghost kitty, what? That man had a ghost for a cat. Look. What the
Wait,
hell?
where? Oh, yeah, the Halloween one. It's glow in the dark.
Yeah, he's got you can see his bones.
Bro, that's kind of creepy.
He's got a lot of fat on him. His rib cage is not equal
Okay.
to his height.
Oh, shoot. I was pressing the wrong buttons.
I gotta go. Gotta go. Gotta go. Gotta go. Leaving. See you guys later.
We're blue? Okay. Oh! Hello?
No.
Do you need help? Oh shit, I didn't do that right. I didn't time that right at all. There you go. Come on, guys. Who got this? Wait, what are they doing? Oh shit, oh shit. You got this. I believe in you. Wait, I guess I got this. Alright, I'm taking it.
Get out of here.
I think I'm winning this one.
Lego.
Yeah. Let's
Get him out
go.
of here.
Did he fall?
Me and this teddy bear just fucking RKO.
What is this little
Ow.
lizard thing?
Chuck me
Oh,
out.
oh no. Oh no. The ghost cat, no.
Okay, I fell to my death.
Why? Don't do that. Okay, yeah. Yeah.
Get the safe bag.
I'm
Get the
trying.
safe
I
bag.
am trying. My darnest. Oh, I got knocked. Okay. This is... Why is this so much harder with this many people? You know how when we play customs, it's like a few people?
4 of us, so there's
Yeah.
2 on each team.
There's too many fucking people in here. Okay, I knocked him out. No, don't push me. You got this? Oh, fuck. Oh, I rolled
Mine.
away. Okay, I got the ghost kitty away. Wait, why does our teammate keep punching me? Good job, good job,
We
good
got
job.
it.
I think we're carrying, just me and you. You go away. I swear. Oh my god. Okay, you got it. You go get that. Go ahead. Keep going.
His toesies are gonna be grabbed.
No. We gotta take care of the rest, you know? Oh, see? Grab it. These green people.
That's crazy.
Oh, I got knocked out.
That's
No, get him.
crazy.
Get-
Our teammate just knocked me out. I don't even know where I am anymore. Help. I'm knocked out.
I can't tell between all of you guys because you guys are the same.
We're all gorillas in a bale.
Yeah. Literally all just very similar.
No one can grab the safe. Literally no one can grab that safe.
Okay, we knocked each other out. I don't know how that's possible.
I'm pulling them down into the void. No, I ran out of stamina.
Oh.
No.
The ghost kitty. Oh, that was a good kick. Oh shit. Damn. Alright.
I just saw an orange player take out their own teammate.
Okay, where is it? I can't even see
It's
it.
in the middle, but it's in like a really hard spot. Teammate, what?
This ghost kitty just knocked me out again. I'm like very mad at him. Oh, is that how you do it? You shake the Bro, if this
I got it, I
gorilla
got it, I'm
does it
bringing
one
it
more
over.
time,
We win. We win. I got it. We win. Let's go.
all the while I'm fighting this alligator. Yeah, let's go! Oh, I can't jump. Oh yeah, I can. I'm in. I'm in the floor. I should have matched you guys. I'm sorry. I could have done better. I'm taking a nap. I'm taking oh fuck. I freaking hate the other
It looks like I punched everyone.
it does. He just flew in and punched everyone. Except we're going the opposite way, so not really.
No. You can see how like I hit the cat in the head, the gorilla got hit in like the stomach and flew up.
You uppercutted him
Yeah,
with a
but I
jab.
uppercutted.
Make it make sense. What?
Candy.
Lollipop Factory.
The bear.
This one's
He
good.
will be mine. I like how they take the long way instead of just throwing it up to your team. It's so much faster if you just have two people. And just one yeets them all up top, and the other person just grabs them and chucks them into the thing. The optimal strategy here would be to go for the tiny gummies and have one teammate hold the lever open and one
But
just chuck everything in.
it's so
I'm
much
going
better to get
for
the,
the
big
big
one.
bear.
Yeah. It's so much better. It's a good
For
choice.
me, you're in the corner. What are you doing over there? Amu made a bard?
He's a bard?
Yeah.
That's
He's wearing the
interesting.
outfit of a bard at least. Might have stolen it. Go.
Okay.
I got stuck on a pole. Mew,
Okay, I'm
buddy.
just gonna
No,
fight them.
No,
Yeah?
mine.
I'm gonna fight them.
Mine.
There you go. I got you. I got you. Go over there. Uh-huh.
Teammate, no, teammate, that's the wrong way.
No! He hit me.
Yeah, we got the bear!
Did you really? Already?
We got the bear!
Yo, that was so fucking fast. How?
You know, I think it's like a skill issue. I actually have a teammate helping me, so it's actually not that bad.
I'm
No,
trying
it's
to I'm
fine.
trying to get the Yeah. Go. Go.
Get teammate, go.
Oh god. Oh, he's grabbing it. He's grabbing it. No.
Oh, it's in my bear. Here we go. I got it.
I'm
Yes,
just
protect
fighting
me,
them.
teammate. Protect me while I get the bear. Yes.
I'm just fighting them. Fighting them's way better. He's
Yes,
so
teammate, for the
mad.
victory.
He's so mad. This duck goose thing is so mad.
Ow! Oh, somebody just chucked a gummy at my head.
I just chucked a gummy in general. Hope it wasn't me.
Sorry, this is gonna have to come with me. Oh no! Ow! No, a ducky got me.
A ducky. Oh, he's so mad. He's so mad. He's so mad. Woo! He's so mad. He's so mad. What if I pull this? What if I pull this? Yes, pull it. Pull it. Pull it.
Oh.
Oh,
Oh my goodness,
why
I
is
just
there a
lagged so
timer
bad.
on pulling this? Oh shit, I threw it. I threw it too far. Oh god. We're winning. We're better. We're
Just
better.
knocking out everyone. Give me the gummy. Give me the bear.
Are you getting the bigger bear?
No, I'm losing him, but I'm going to get him back. Bear.
Oh, you have to
me.
wait for it to open and close. I see. Oh
We won
fuck,
before
we
I could
won!
even get the bear. We won before I could get the third bear.
It's this Shiva looking thingy.
Uggies. No, you went away. Come back.
I knocked him out.
What the heck is that? Oh, God.
What is happening? Why am I getting trampled over? What the fuck?
I tried to hug you and you ran away.
Oh, I didn't know that that's what you're doing. My bad.
What do you think huggies me?
I was already going forward. Oh gosh.
Oh goodness, Typhoon. I have horrible memories from this place.
Huh? What
This
happened?
is where I got initiated into the plunger game.
No.
I got a plunger.
Hello,
Stuck
Mr.
on
Dr.
my
Pepper.
butt.
Oh god. No, not that. Never that. Please never that.
Or as Moogle calls it, my initiation to the plunger group.
Your I don't want to know. I'm
I don't
terrified,
either. I
actually.
didn't even know about the group.
I am fucking terrified.
I'm just reading some names, and our otter there, or sorry, the gator now, is named the Wumbo set.
What?
I think the Wumbo combo was taken. So what I like to do is ascend, because monkey know how to climb. Monkey don't know how to swim.
What do bunny know?
I don't know. What is a bunny now? I have never played as a bunny. I don't even know monkey.
Dude, me and this otter cannot hit each other. Bye, otter. Oh, I feel bad. Why do I feel bad? I don't know. If we stay here, like right here, where there's no jets, right? Da, 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 da. Oh, I got punched. Oh shit. Oh shit. They got weapons. Lando, help.
That's fine. I've already ascended.
No, but I have a plunger arrow stuck on my foot. It's making it very hard to climb. Wait, what if another one's coming? Never mind. I'm gonna stay down here.
Yes, I caught something. We're good.
Everyone's gonna get blown off, though.
I'm gonna get killed before I can actually.
There's
do
so
anything,
many
but I got-
people up there.
I got into this stuck position where you can't be thrown, but you can't do anything else either.
Okay, there's a few people in the water, so it's me and you
Get
for
'em.
sure. Oh fuck, I fell. I don't know how.
Piggy, piggy, get the piggy.
Oh,
No, I fell.
no, what did you do?
I tried to kill the piggy, and that was a bad idea, apparently. Swim, monkey, swim! Oh, you know what? Actually, monkey, don't swim. You
No,
can
no,
take
no, 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 wake up, wake up, wake up. Oh fuck.
this. Hold on, monkey, we got this. Live, monkey, live! I believe!
Where are you trying to live through?
I'm on the wing. You know the wing, right?
Oh, okay.
Swim, monkey, no! Monkey's dead. Monkey is very much dead.
Oh, I got knocked
Pick
out
your
in the
favorites.
water.
No!
What the fuck?
swim? How the fuck are they still alive? What the hell?
I don't know. Swimming?
Apparently, the cat knows how to swim. Now, my strategy is just to ascend as quickly as possible. And
You've
then
said
hold
that
on for dear
before.
life. 'Cause
Yeah,
it worked.
but you.
Why
I
did you catch
see
me?
you. I just see you fall. Oh my
Why did
god,
you
that was
catch-
hilarious. Oh, that
didn't
is
try.
evil. Don't go on the right of us. Don't go on the right.
You didn't even
The
try.
otter?
You didn't even try to catch me.
How the fuck was this so sketchy? Oh, the otter's launched. Okay.
Excuse me while I find a way to sit on top of this pole.
I don't think that's possible.
Ah!
There's
Ow,
still so
oh,
many
ow.
people alive. How? I can't even climb
Four.
this. Ooh, he knocked me
We
out.
got chucked off. We're good.
Oh! He got me in the gut. I don't think I'm gonna survive this one. Swim! Oh, I'm
Monkey's
getting
already
drifted
throwing
away.
hands.
I'm getting drifted away.
Get out of here, Kitty and Piggy. No. Put me towards him. I don't want to be over there.
Oh, I can put a bomb there. Oh fuck.
What a good throw.
You got this. Just knock the cat out.
Turn
No.
around, monkey. Turn around. Turn
Why?
around.
Okay, I'm gonna throw fish. Oh fuck it. Why did it go over? Oh, because of the wind. I forgot. You got this. You got this. You're gonna win.
Okay, monkey has to ascend now.
Yep. There you go.
Oh goodness.
It just slid you off or what?
Yeah, it chucks you. No, I'm not jumping. No, stop jumping. Oh, I'm so dead. Okay, we're good.
That was so good.
Perfect way to win. Good.
Oh no, someone has spinach.
That's fine. They can't climb. Legally, that's how it works.
I'm pretty sure that's not
And
how.
as you
oh.
know, I'm a businessman. So I know laws. I'm a businessman.
My guy with the
But Monkey
racket,
has
press
some
F, press
business.
F, guy with the racket, press F. Oh my god, this alligator has my fucking phone number. That's why he yeeted himself.
Ow.
We just taking a nap. We just taking a nap. Oh,
Oh,
shit, he's so
oh,
good.
oh,
He's so
bye.
good. He's
Oh.
so good.
No, I saved. No. Oh, he jumped off.
He's coming back up though. He's trying to win it. He's in it for the wins. I'm taking a nap. Oh, fuck. Nope, I'm going for a swim. Lado, see you later.
That doesn't sound like a good idea. I mean, the submarine's sinking, but like
See you
swimming
later.
isn't not swim
See
time.
you later. Apparently it is
Alligator?
swim time. I'm not an alligator.
monkey.
I'm very much a bunny. Okay.
Get off of the door. Get off the door. There we go.
I don't know how much longer I can hold on. I wish I could stand on top of this. Oh, you can? For a second, I am dead.
Monkey's okay. Oh, I
Swimming.
just got targeted by
I'm
a fish.
swimming. I am a drowning bunny. So sad. So sad. Okay, who do I target here? Okay, keep him there. Keep him there. Oh, fuck. I missed. Keep him there. Keep him there. Keep him there. Oh, no, not you. Okay, I got him. I got him. I got him for you. Good job. Good job. Oh, fuck. Oh, fuck. Can I get a better angle on him?
I knocked
You
him
win these. You win these. I've never seen you lose.
I got hit by a fish. We're good. Monkey, breathe. Breathe, monkey. I kept my glasses the whole time.
Yeah, finally. Spinach, spinach, spinach. No, they knocked the spinach out of my hands.
There's an alligator who wants me. Ah, not the plunger! No! Zelda, you're gonna die.
I'm trying. You're in my way.
I pulled you out of there. Don't even.
Don't even.
Get the plunger away from you.
Moogle flashbacks and memories.
No, my teammate, no.
It's taking me everything to not accidentally hit you. I'm too strong. I'm sorry.
Oh, no. Go away.
you knocked your glasses off with that headbutt.
It was worth it. You know,
Wait, are
I
you
still
holding
got, I
on
still
to
got
me?
my,
Okay,
I
wait.
still got my business friends in my ear, you know, with my,
Mm.
whatever that's called. Ow! A fish killed me. I'm dead. I'm actually dead by that fish. That fish.
No,
totally
but
just
you were doing so good. What do you mean?
killed- Yeah, that fish just killed me. I'm dead. I believe the bunny's got hops.
Yeah, barely. Look at this struggle.
There's no one alive. There's literally no one alive. You've won. There's just a few, like 4.
Yeah, no one alive, just like 4.
Hey, this guy
Knock
hit me
him
with a
out.
bomb.
Knock him out.
You see, I'm poor.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that pig is dead.
That was good.
Oh no, that was my fish. I almost got him. I believe he's dead.
Oh!
He's dead.
No, no.
Get up. No. Look, get the tail.
I'm holding on for my dear life. You better knock him
I hit
out.
him with a fish.
No, but he's knocked out on top though. I'm trying my best. My ears are underwater.
Everyone's rooting for.
My ears are underwater.
Literally everyone who's dead is targeting the cat.
Target him more because I'm swimming now.
No, he's
No,
stuck.
I'm
He's on the
done,
other
I'm
side. You
done,
can't
I'm
even aim for
done.
him.
Damn, that was so close.
We're giving the cat fish. He likes those. You can't do that.
Invisible
I could
potion.
go hang out back here, you know, where the fighting's not as bad.
Invisible potion. I'm
Oh,
invisible.
someone got put in the rocket.
I'm invisible.
I'm Ryan.
Hello.
Oh, because the piggy chasing you.
Yeah, but he can't
knows
see
you
me.
there.
Oh, no, he doesn't. Throw him out. Throw him out. Oh, fuck.
Oh, there's an auto there with a nice gun. I'm out of here, I'm gone. I'm literally gone. There's a taser, kitty!
I want the racket. No, I don't. I'm running. I'm scared.
I have to ascend.
No, careful. Careful. He's doing some weird shit. Oh, I got him.
Was he doing kung fu?
Yeah, he was kung fu fighting. Oh, fuck.
No,
no!
No! My teammate!
I'm good. I'm good.
Come here! What do you think you're raising?
What?
What do you think you're raising? He's dead.
The
He's dead. I
piggy
knocked him
just
out.
jumped into the water. like he was like, yes, I must go into.
How?
Oh no!
Why did they hit me with the
no! What did you do? Hello, G-Duzzy.
I don't like this guy.
Have a lovely lurk.
Guys, fucking. Fuck off,
G-Duzzy?
baby.
What kind of clip was that? I'm scared. Oh!
I'm just gonna beat the crap out of this man
Okay.
until he dies.
yeah,
I'm just gonna kill him.
Sure.
I'm just gonna throw hands until I know he's dead. Go to sleep, you bastard!
How do you put
I
your
said
hands
good
up?
night, I meant it!
I'm just gonna stand here. Oh, he was eating fish.
I will kill him.
Oh,
With my bare hands. He is
you're
literally so
evil. You're evil. No, I got knocked out.
So did I. No, we're gonna lose unless that thing throws him off.
You're putting your head in the water? You should just
That's normal. No, that's normal.
okay.
How do I stay up?
You just press forward. You don't
But you won.
Wait,
You
what?
won. You won.
So you don't press anything else, just forward.
I was pushing forward. That's what put my head in the water.
What?
Huggies.
Oh. I hug. Oh!
Oh, they broke us up. What the fuck?
And then he headbutted me. He's salty. He's so mad. He's so mad at us for winning. Oh gosh.
Look, he's swagger walking away.
Oh.
Oh my goodness.
That's so bad.
Dang it. Not this again. Monkey doesn't know how to swim.
We got this, we got this, we got this.
I was how do you like flail your arms? Because how I do it is I just spam attack.
I just press W.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's why I keep drowning.
I don't press anything else, just W. And it just like makes you flail.
That's what's making me drown. This was a great swimming lesson.
What swims? Duck? Duck swims?
Yes.
Okay.
I've heard their feet are very good for swimming.
What else is good for swimming? Oh, shark.
Born in the water.
Yes. Yes.
There's a caveman gorilla?
Where?
I'm sorry, there's a
Where?
rip-off China?
What? What?
This man's name is Chino.
Oh!
C-H-I-N-O.
Oh!
It's like China, but it's Chino.
I'm a shark. I belong in the water. I can swim. Oh! Yeah, I'm dead. I got knocked out early. Wait for it. I can still go. I'm good.
Oh, hey!
I'm alive. Yeah, be careful of that guy. Why does he keep
aiming for me.
hitting me? That's what you get.
Oh goodness, I'm in the ocean.
Oh.
Okay.
Come here.
Monkey knows how to climb. He grabbed on real tight.
Oh, careful of him.
Weave.
He's scary. Oh, they're together. They're playing together. They're the same skin and everything.
What I'm hearing is I'm getting another business.
I'm just gonna keep hitting him. Yeah?
Yeah, you got that. Yeah, you got that.
Wait, how did I get stuck in here? How did I get stuck in here? Okay, I got knocked out.
I kinda fell.
No.
Okay, we're good.
Well,
I'm back.
Well, it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. He's cheating!
Oh, ow!
No! Who's with you? Who's with you?
Push the button
Who's with you?
in there. No one. I think that's
Oh,
swimming.
okay. Yeah,
In there real tight.
I'm swimming with you.
Unless
oh,
Chino's not
I'm,
dead. I don't know if Chino's dead.
dead.
We're good.
Yes!
Held on real tight.
We did it.
I just, you know how the pool has like that little like in section before it sprouts upwards? I just nudged my butt down in there. Monkey, I don't know if you can climb upside down. I'm sorry to report.
What's up? I have a funny thingy. Oh, can you can grab it. Oh, thanks. No, he's gonna grab it. I
No,
need
he's gonna
this.
leave.
Oh my god. That's so evil.
I just merely escorted him out of the business. Established.
Help!
There's another business
Oh
monkey!
my god.
Ah,
Oh
my
my
buddies are
god.
killing
The
me.
shark's in the water. Yup. Sharky is in the water.
I'm gonna die.
Oh, I'm not in the water.
I'm taking off!
That was a sick roll. That was such a good roll. What the fuck? That was a good roll. I'm stuck.
dead.
Wait, what do you mean you're dead?
I'm swimming.
You're not
but
dead.
I'm
You're
very much dead.
lying. You're
I'm dead.
lying.
I'm dead.
You're lying.
Monkey does not know how to swim, and Monkey was put in water. What that fish just literally went through.
Oh! This shark has is being funny. Yes. Uh-huh.
Watch out for the two businessmen. They're both together. My associates seem to have other business intentions.
No!
You got it. You held on.
No, but it's
They're both
against
on a team.
both of them.
They're both on a team.
No.
My business associates do not understand the language that I speak. I'm sorry to report that there's still a business associate.
Can you
going on.
please knock him out? Knock him out. Knock him out. Knock
No,
him
I'm
out right now.
Oh,
No.
someone got him.
Yes. Knock out the other one. Knock out the other one.
I can't see him.
It's me and him. No, I'm under. Fuck.
Literally cannot see him. Cannot see him.
I hate it when that happens.
I feel like you should be spectating players, not you.
Yeah. Honestly.
You can specifically target your favorite player.
I want this. I gotta go.
Like Chuck.
I gotta go.
I'm sorry, business associate, but you don't speak the same language, and
I almost got you.
he is gone. That monkey is dead.
Careful.
How is
Watch
that guy
out.
still holding on while Tate?
Oh, no, there he goes. He's back!
Oh,
We're good.
I almost got
We're
you.
good.
Hold on, let me
I'm
get
sorry,
this guy. Let me get this guy. Let me
he
get
was
this guy.
trying to convince me about my car's extended warranty, and you know, I'm the one who's selling those, so you know, like I knew it was a scam.
I knew it was this. Lando, watch out! Oh my god.
Chucking tasers at me!
Have a taser for breakfast? Ah! Ah! Ah!
Ow! Oh, you accidentally touched me. Get up, monkey! You got tased once. Stop complaining.
Stop complaining. Oh, fuck. I'm sorry. I grabbed your face. You see your
Oh,
other.
My toes are stuck. I just got double chucked at by fish. What the heck?
We gotta get this monkey.
Oh, ow! I got another double fish. What the fuck?
Shark supremacy. Shark supremacy. Wake up. He's like, oh, that fish was really yummy.
I'm still being chucked at me.
Hey, I like where you're at.
Ow! What the fuck?
Oh, fuck.
I'm getting chucked at by fishies every second. I'm drowning. I drowned.
Don't do that.
Too late. She told me to.
Oh, I got
You're fine, you're
chucked.
doing something.
I gotta swim. 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 I'm trying. Ooh, yes, I made it. I
think you
made
won.
it.
I think you won.
Yeah.
Yep.
How? How did we do that? That makes zero
I just
sense.
want to point out that my business associates' names are Chino and Chunky.
I did not.
So...
I did not want to point that out, but okay. I did not want to point that out. Oh wait, that's you. I almost shot you.
Come here. No, get back down here. Actually, I'm not gonna go up because that's dangerous. So, who do you think you is? Right? Okay.
I'm trying to get rid of your business. They're fucking jumping me, bro. What?
This may be our way of spreading business knowledge.
I'm laughing too hard. No. Okay, I'm alive. I'm alive. Oh no, I'm with the other business associate. Oh god.
Monkey, I'm sorry, but if you're not part of the business associations, you're gonna have to leave.
The jet took me out. Alright,
You're
I'm
a
your
business
sniper
associate.
for the night. Here we go. Oh, almost.
Get
Almost.
out of here.
Here
Here
we go.
me versus my business associates.
I'm such a good sniper, honestly. Honestly, they should
Yes,
pay
it
me to
is,
do
you
this.
liar! Oh, I'm dead.
No, it's not just the business associates. Oh, are you dead? Damn.
No, I'm good.
Oh.
Monkey.
I'm gonna aim for the otter because he's the only one that doesn't look like you. So.
Fair enough.
Oh, and there's a dinosaur. My bad.
My business associates aren't very forgiving.
Why are you guys the same? Oh,
Let's
they
take our
wanted
nap,
you to
right?
take a nap. Yeah.
No, I'm just gonna play with these guys,
Oh,
man. They're my
fuck,
friend.
dude. It keeps flying.
But I ain't throwing hands, leave me alone.
I suggest you climb.
Nah, not needed.
I almost have enough for another fish, so give me 1 second.
Hang on, monkey.
Oh, fuck.
Hang
Oh!
on.
Oh!
Hang on, monkey. We got business to work with. Nope, I'm sorry. I'm just gonna have to, just do the wiggles. Oh, hit it. Oh.
I think you have to let go and press W. Let go and press W.
Swimming.
There you go.
Monkey
There
learned
you
how to
go.
swim recently. Monkey learned how to swim. Oh.
I think
Oh,
we got
get
this.
it.
I think we got
Oh.
this.
Oh, get it.
Rigged.
Oh.
This is so rigged. Yeah.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Business associates for the
Oh
dub.
my god.
I called their manager. He said that they were out of line.
Oh yeah, true. Is that you hugging me or?
Yes.
Oh, okay. That. Hello, unhand me. Unhand me. Oh gosh.
I don't know what happened to that otter, but he looks like he's having a fun time with that monkey.
Oh no. Why does the
Little-
monkey
little
all the way
smooch.
in the back look so devious?
He's literally peeking around the other monkey to see the two kiss.
No. I'm scared. That is scary.
Hopefully my business associates don't come to haunt me this time. They might call my manager.
Are
My
we
manager
playing with
may or
them
may
again?
not be Donkey Kong,
No.
but we don't know.
Oh no, we're playing with hamburger and cheeseburger. Fuck.
Oh goodness.
Oh fuck.
I don't know what's going on there, but we got some Star Wars ducks.
They're the wrong color though. Shouldn't they be
There's
like?
Wed Stormtroopers.
Oh,
They're
there
just
is?
higher level. Yeah, they're just
Oh,
higher.
I didn't know that.
They got promoted.
I did not know that.
They're spinning.
They make
Ducks
wet
quack.
noises.
Hamburger and cheeseburger are blue as well.
Are they? Damn, we should have picked a color, huh? Oh, he threw me.
Oh, a bear just saved the duck. Oh, you put me down, youngin'. No! I think my monkey has sustained some brain damage. I don't think he remembers his business motto.
Oh, I can be putting stuff down. I forgot.
Like a bomb.
Yep. I had
Oh
enough
my
for
God.
one. Yes! That was mine!
Who won? Yeah, okay, I thought so.
That was so funny. Oh no!
Oh!
Why are we yellow? Oh!
I'm gone. I'm gone.
Oh fuck. Oh no. I'm not in a good spot. I don't think this is a good spot.
No, I'll fix it. Just kill it there. Never mind, that fish failed. What the?
I want the moon cakes back. You know those?
Yeah, they switch. They switch with the fishies.
I like the moon cakes though.
Hold down real tight.
I don't have to hold.
Imagine
I
a
can
bunch of
just
fishes chucked at you.
press up. At a certain point.
I almost got the ducky with a. Oh, hold on! Oh, look at this! Maybe let go.
I let go of him. I let go. Oh no! No! What the heck? I was already down in the dumps. What the fuck happened?
The dock has sustained 4 hits, 3 fishes, and 2 bananas.
They're hacking? Aimbot? They're hacking?
Dude, how is this duck still hanging on?
It's eating.
Bro, I
It's
think
eating the
everyone
fishies.
who was dead. Everyone who was dead was chucking stuff at that ducky.
I want this. This is so good to have. Oh, I almost hit you. No! I got schmacked. Oh, they took it. They took it. Oh, nice.
Oh, goodness, run.
I'm dropping this. I gotta go. Oh! Oh no no no! I'm stuck. I'm stuck. I'm stuck. No, I'm stuck. Okay.
Okay.
I'm not stuck.
Man, this go. Oh, I slipped on a banana.
I smacked him.
I got this. KO.
Yeah! Let's go. How many times are we gonna win just like that?
I don't know. As
So
many as I'll allow
bad.
it.
No! I
my
wanted
God.
that. I
RKO'd the cat again.
They took me out. Hi, Blood Raven. Hello, welcome in. How are you doing? I'm having too
Are
much
they a
fun.
VIP?
No. Were you gonna tell
Dang
them
it.
about their extended warranty?
Maybe just a little bit.
Oh, I hit him with the fish at the end. I heard the noise
Oh,
for
there's
it.
a bomb right here.
If you pick it up and drop it, it's pretty good.
I just re-knocked out.
I can't pick any of them up.
I didn't ignite.
Well, I almost smacked you.
Oh,
Oh.
goodness. Oh, I'm dead.
I saw that. I'm gonna be invisible.
I think both duckies are dead, though, are they? No.
Nope, but I'm invisible.
Hide. Hide. Just hide.
What if I also
Stay in a very
have
far
this?
away corner. They can see me. Oh my goodness.
Did it negate my...
I think so.
Oh, Yes! Yes!
Oh,
Yeah.
get away from the bomb! Get away from the bomb!
No, wake up, wake up, wake up! Oh, I have Let's go! That was so
Oh,
good.
no. There it is.
Yeah, just keep walking forward. If you keep walking forward, it stays.
Wait, I need
For
to
a
go
while.
meet with business. Come here. Come here.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. Oh no, the duckies! Oh! I'm down. The duckies are gonna take this. If you don't end up, I'm gonna try my
See, get
best.
high enough, and then...
I'm gonna try my best to get the other ducky for you. Okay.
We're good. We're
Yeah,
good.
yeah.
One ducky down.
One ducky down. You're on the good side. You're on the good side. I believe. 2 duckies down.
Open it.
2 duckies down. Oh, oh, just the bear, just the bear. Oh fuck, I missed.
I have some business associates to meet with. Come here, buddy.
Good one, good one, good one. Oh yes, yes, yes.
I got him. I
Let's
died after him. I died after him.
Yeah! We winning these.
Oh.
How? That was so hard. What the fuck? How did you make that jump, dude? Hug, hug, hug. No, 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 the duck's coming. Look, they're all just knocking each other out. That one was good.
We're like huddling for warmth. They're running around beating each other up.
I just like how they went in circles trying to get each other. They're like rotating in circles. Oh gosh.
Baseball.
Soccer? Nah, you don't want to play soccer anymore.
I like baseball.
You're tired of
No,
soccer.
Soccer hurt me too much.
How did someone knee you in the back? What the fuck?
No, so like you know, how do I put this? You know the kick and like that you see commonly in movies where one leg is pulled up so it's their knee and then the other leg is fully out.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
their knees are together and then they have the one leg out. That's exactly what he did to my back.
Ow! So you caught the knee
And
part
then-
though.
But his knee didn't like you know that thing where like your knee gets stubbed?
Uh-huh.
That's what happened and then he just fell on top of me.
Ow!
And I did not feel a thing.
What do you mean you didn't feel a thing?
I didn't feel it. I only felt the second half where he fell on.
Was it like a light push? Like what the fuck?
No, he full on like jumped up to get a ball and then dropped down and did the kick that I was talking about
What
and
the
then landed on my
fuck?
back. Now,
That's
the ref
wild.
yellow carded him for it, but I was completely fine. I ran right off.
You don't have any like bruises or anything?
Nothing.
What the fuck? Are you just built different?
My back is
Sore?
very strong.
Oh, I was gonna say sore?
For
Yo, get this
no
guy!
reason.
Oh my god! Oh, I'm
Nice
good for a
cheese.
spin.
Ow. They're in a washing machine.
Yeah.
Is that what these are made out of? I think these are made out of washing.
At least your back's really strong so you don't get hurt, you know? Because that could have been like really, really bad. Okay, we need to get this corgi. Never mind.
We're good.
Just better. Damn. Damn.
I'm a professional.
Yeah.
I was already charging up the throw before I got there.
Oh shit, oh shit.
That was about to be a 3-pointer.
It really was. Good job. Wait, who made that?
Me.
Again? You're just really good at this part.
Whoop. Right back.
Damn.
No space puppy's gonna stop me. Ow, I just got drop kicked. It wasn't the space puppy though, so I'm happy. Character, can you wake up?
Oh, I'm in the washing machine again. Oh. Oh! How?
It went toward their side. We're good. It went towards their side.
Why is it so hard to catch up? No.
We're good. He's down. He's down. No, he's down.
No,
wait, what?
no, you're down. I was downed. No!
Oh, we fought so hard for that. No.
Damn. Dude, these... The doggies are so fucking funny. Look at that. Charge up, and then kick, and then still got it in. No cares in the world. Blood Raven, what are you doing tonight? Oh.
It went towards a little more than theirs. It's gonna explode again.
It's on you? It's on you? Oh shit.
Nope. Nope.
Oh yes!
How?
How did we get
What was
that?
that Throw?
Wait,
No,
what?
the ball travels uphill. Watch. It goes onto the side of the thing, and instead of bouncing out, it bounces up.
What the fuck? That was a lucky
thought
throw.
that was
That
it
was a
going
lucky
in.
throw.
No, what?
I'm holding on to this puppy.
Dude, I let go of it because it was literally just about to shock me, and then it
What
just
is our-
doesn't shock him.
It's the corgi. The corgi's the leader of the puppies. What's the other teammate? What's their other
Hey,
teammate?
four.
Yeah. Oh, kitty.
How? Oh goodness, no, not the corgi. Oh, go, 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 go! I just took that. I'm completely. Nice.
That was
Like,
so
you're gonna see
free.
me accidentally protect you. Like, right there.
Look, they couldn't get me. I don't know how. What the fuck? There was 3 of
Oh,
them.
this is very-
There was 3 of them there.
I got karate kick to the head, but it was worth it. Yes, it went towards their side.
Oh no, but the
Oh, you just got weaved.
oh. No, I got hit. I'm down. Oh, you got this. You got this. You got this. You got. Oh my god. I'm down. Oh. What the
Oh, I got knocked out.
fuck? Me too. No, not the corgi. Oh, I got knocked. What the fuck?
No
No! That was hard. I feel like everyone knew what they were doing, yeah?
Our teammates kept knocking me out.
Oh wait, I didn't get knocked out, but wait, did I? I don't know.
You could literally see them kill me. I'm just gonna go this.
I'm trying to hug you, but it's not working.
Just-
There you go.
I'm just gonna go this. We're just gonna go this way.
Why are you pulling me away?
No, they're taking pictures.
Hey, look at that dog that's in the air.
Bro, he's chilling. Look at him.
How did he get in the air like that? Are they lifting him? Buzzball
Yeah, I'm
again
standing
or
on the
Castleine?
dog. What the, oh goodness, what is this?
Castleine?
I don't know. This just looks like death incarnate.
As long as you have your brightness up a certain, you're good.
I don't.
Oh, I don't know what to tell you.
Default settings, let's go. Business Monkey has jobs to get done with.
Oh my god, King Rex is so cute.
What the this man just somehow chatted and said every morning I wish I didn't wake up.
Wait, how do you chat?
I have no clue. Oh, you hit enter.
I didn't know you could chat. Did they just add that?
Maybe.
Oh god.
I
Oh
have no
God.
clue who you are.
Oh
I
god.
did not memorize your skin. I probably should have.
I'm the gold bunny with the gold. You know?
Huh?
Yep.
Yeah, it's
mhm,
very
that's me.
Someone's
You're
already dead? What?
I'm with you.
Hi.
Hello.
Little dance.
Oh no! That was so
Oh,
rude.
yeah,
Let me bury
you
him. Hold on.
What the f you think you're doing? No, no. There you go.
Hold on. Toss him out. Toss him out.
No, he woke up.
Oh no!
Can't ruin our dance and get away with it.
Oh shit! I almost smacked you.
Oh wow, you just fucking yeeted that pan. Get out of here. Yes, he's gone. He's gone.
All right, we just got 2.
That was a Kung Fu Master Kitty. Ah! Sorry, Sheeta.
Oh god, this
Is
shovel
the dark
sucks.
dangerous? Why are there so many lights? Boom! This place is crumbling.
He's still alive. Oh, I'm
Ow!
sorry.
I was gonna throw a bow.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. My bad. he hit me fair and square. That was good.
No, I'm dead. No, I'm gonna die.
No,
put
don't
me
do
down.
that.
Oh, reverse carded. He chucked himself.
Let's go.
Whee!
Yeah. Yeah, now we can continue our dance. That was too funny.
Oh, I'm gone.
What? What do you mean you're gone? What do you mean you're
I
gone?
may have drop kicked off the edge.
What do you mean you're gone? What does that mean?
May or may not have drop kicked off the edge.
Wait, I slipped on a banana.
That was mine.
Are you setting booby traps for me? That's crazy.
I put him in the middle, and you stepped on it. It's your fault.
It's dark. I couldn't see. My stamina's low because I keep rolling.
Oh goodness.
It's okay. I got this. I'm just gonna keep rolling in circles.
Don't dispose it by the step on. Don't step on the banana.
Oh, how did that catch me?
He slipped on the banana. He slipped on the What the
That
double
was
banana
so
slip.
Funny, he slipped twice. Oh, he's copying me. He's copying me.
At the roll strat.
I'll take this.
Watch out for a bomb. Watch out for the bomb. Watch out for the bomb. You getting too close? They are both on a team.
That's great.
They are the last two alive. That side is crumbling. They're running too. Oh, weed, nice. He's probably gonna try and take you out and leave his teammate alive. The sacrifice strat.
Oh
The middle
no!
is the
Oh
only
no!
safe space.
Oh no! Oh no!
Yep,
No!
he did
He
the
did the
strat.
thing.
He did the
He
strat.
did the thing. I was doing so good rolling. Just keep rolling, rolling, rolling. I want the plunger. I want the plunger. Can I have the plunger? I would like the plunger. Hey! Whoa. Where are you taking me? Oh, I'm knocked out again.
I don't know. You tell me.
To a safe place. Oh, how
Um,
did he push me like that?
Best I can do is maybe in the castle. And I don't know if that's very safe.
Yeah, I'm on the floor. I flew off the castle. Oops. Alright, how do I help
Oh,
you?
put me down.
Oh, thank you. Ashiva just saved my life.
Alright, stay off the left side.
The left side. From which angle?
Stay where you're at.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I'll put bombs on the other side. Wait, did you just fall? Oh no.
No, I'm so good.
Well, at least everyone's on a different team. Let me knock one out for you. Oh, nope, I missed. I tried my best.
Just swinging for the fences. Oh, hey, sir, how are you? Hey, I didn't ask for this. Come here.
Oh, that was too close to you. I'm sorry.
You left my establishment? We're good.
Oh, what if I tell you to
Oh, good.
what if I tell you to pick up a bomb and then throw it at someone?
That's not gonna go very well. I'm gonna explode.
No? Okay. I tried. Oh, I almost got him. Oh! You threw it so fucking far! Throw him, throw him,
That's a
throw him.
W.
Let's. Oh, oh, no, 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 no! Oh!
I was running and spamming click, and I did the running punch instead of just flailing my arms.
Oh no! Oh shit, I got yeeted. Oh, yep. I took one out with me, apparently.
Oh, I'm gonna die.
No, 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 none of that.
No, I'm dead.
No, I died too. This one's hard because you can't really see what's going on.
you can't see who's on which team, so you don't know if you're fighting two people of the same team or two people of two different teams.
Yeah, like you don't know whether or not you should dip, you know?
Ow. Wait, you just walk away from the bomb.
He's like, oh, there's a bomb? Time to go away.
The sharks are on the same team. One of them, is that a silver? Yeah, it's a
Yeah,
silver
it's a
shark.
silver one. It's pretty nice.
They did not just use the lamp as a weapon.
Yeah, you can throw it at people, and it's heavy.
Oh my goodness. I did not expect them to use the lamp as a weapon.
I'm only gonna do the bananas here because I feel like you can't really see what they are anyway.
Can't, you're right. So, I plugged my phone in so it wouldn't die while I let Namu's stream run, so I could peek in occasionally.
Mhm.
The plug that I plugged it into was not plugged into the wall.
Oh, wow. So you're just not watching his stream? How dare.
No, right? I wanted to see it too.
So are you gonna plug it in soon?
I already did
Oh, nice.
while we were dead.
I got the corgi. Oh. Oh, fuck.
Oh goodness, I'm fighting the shark duo. I'm in the window. Come here.
You
Oh,
got
fuck.
this. You got this. Oh, I got plungered. I've got a plunger.
I think you is.
I think they're fighting each other. Honestly.
The shark.
Yeah. I gotta help you. I gotta help you. I
how
gotta
is
help
that
you.
shark alive?
I gotta
It
help
took
you.
him 4 times.
Oh, fuck. I'm no help. I die. Wait, hold on. I got this one. No, no, no,
No, they knocked you
no!
Yes, you live.
That was so scary. No!
No, no, you don't.
Oh!
Oh my goodness.
You launched me! That was funny.
Oh, I have a lot of arrows. In me.
I see that. Oh, that's my banana. I'm sorry.
Bro literally just got airdropped a lollipop. What the fuck? No, yeah, I mean, no, you put me down.
Oh, God. Oh, oh, not the lollipop. I'm gonna try to knock him
I
out.
can't drop kick. I'm too
Oh!
scared.
Oh,
No,
fuck.
no,
I was so
as I'm off
close.
the edge. Yes. No, wait, what? He wasn't even able to swing. He was on cooldown.
Oh, oh, fuck. No, no, you better get away from the bomb. No, not that far away.
The running punch, dude. Killed me twice now.
Stop doing that. Don't do that.
I'm not trying to.
Ah! Oh, the shark has hands. Okay, we gotta get rid of the shark. Oh, fuck. No! I was trying my best. Yes, get rid of the shark. Thank you.
Got a weapon of mass destruction.
It's just me and you? I can't get this guy. Oh, it's...
Stay down. Man.
Oh, watch out! Oh my god, he's so good with the drop kicks. Ooh,
We're good.
I got lucky. I dodged that.
Oh.
Oh, come on, come on, come on, come on. Go this way. Oh. 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 Oh! That was...
I got hit by a
Please, please, please,
fish.
please, please, please.
There's a bomb there. He's dead. No, he's not. What? Just got hit by a
Close.
bomb and he didn't get knocked
Oh,
out.
that was me.
No.
Take him out with
Come
you,
here.
I guess,
You
maybe?
know what? You answered. Come here.
Yeah! Wait, how do I throw my hands up? I don't
He's hold
remember.
both buttons.
Oh, okay, yeah, I remember now. He said, "Don't touch my girl."
No. No. Oh.
Oh!
I'm very much down.
Shh.
No, put me down.
No, no, no,
Put
no,
me
no.
down, young man.
I got
Okay,
you, I got
okay.
you, I got you. Pull me away, please.
make
Thank
sure-
you.
Just gotta make sure
Oh,
for
God.
safety reasons.
Oh, there's an invisibility potion there.
Oh, use
Just grab
it, use
from
it, use
underneath
it.
your legs. I'm invisible.
That's kind of
Invisible.
scary, not gonna lie. Oh, I want the racket. Give me racket. Okay. I'm no good with the tennis racket, apparently.
No, put it down. No.
Oh, he put me down all the way down.
Oh no!
No, I couldn't grab the wall. No.
Oh.
We just have to hope the shark doesn't win.
No,
shark.
the shark
Oh, that's
won.
it.
We were so close, though.
So close yet so far away. Oh, he's gone.
Why did he do that as soon as I like... Okay, go in the corner.
Oh, no. Oh, where am I going? Oh, ah.
Did he...
What?
He jumped
No,
off?
yo, the dog's giving us side eye.
Wait, the shark has two side eyes.
No, the woo.
Oh god. I hate Broken Arrow. I hate that one so bad.
I think everyone. This is
You just
so
fall
stupid.
off. Like, it's so easy to just jump
No,
into
you,
nothing.
you literally cannot jump or drop kick. You just
Yeah.
lose.
Or apparently for you, it's that one punch.
That punch is so dumb because I've never tried to do it.
But apparently you're doing it every single time now.
So dumb.
I was good at
Constantly
this
there.
one, but I think I'm bad now. I don't know. Oh, you use keyboard, right? I think
Yeah.
that's what... When I was using controller, it was hella bad, and then I used the keyboard and it was better. For sure.
Okay, this man's name's Goaty, and I don't know what the f he is.
Oh, he's the Ori character.
Who's that on?
It's the game. Ori and the Will-O-Wisp, whatever.
Yeah, but
Luna's
what
been
character
playing.
is he?
No, it's like the Ori character. It's like a... It's...
No, 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 no. What character? Like what animal?
Oh! A creature. I don't know. I don't know. Honestly, I don't know.
Good character. Is it the bunny?
No, it's just it's its own.
No, I know it's the Ori character.
I don't know
but
what
I
it
don't know
is.
what the
It's-
skin is for.
Oh shit! He got yeeted. What the fuck? Oh, that's you. I'm
Whose
sorry.
character
I'm sorry.
skin is that?
I'm
Oh,
sorry.
I'm gonna die.
No.
Oh, I'm knocked out twice. You hit me in the head twice. Put me down. Ow.
Okay, I had to put you
Ah,
down.
it's gonna
This. Oh my god. Oh my god.
Look, I'll let you hold
Oh
on.
my
I'll
God.
let you hold on.
Oh my god. Hi, Minnie. Okay, I'll take you outside in a second, baby. Woo!
Oh. Plot armor.
I'm
the plot armor.
invisible. Oh, I'm sorry.
He has plot armor.
How am I alive?
Thrown off while invisible.
Yeah.
You gotta
I
get
was
the chain
holding
or to use
something.
this round. Or hold the ground. You can hold the ground. Like the railings there.
Nope. This is what I
You're
got.
still gonna, I don't think that's gonna work.
We'll see. We'll see.
Oh, maybe.
It's only the second one,
No.
right?
Whoa, you
Barely made
yeah, that
it.
was the second one. Yeah.
Run away!
Oh goodness.
Oh my god, so scary. I'm gonna play for Chain. Oh, they're all playing for Chain.
No, obviously, you needed this round to survive.
Oh!
If you don't get it,
Oh!
then you're dead, right? No, doesn't matter.
How did I get launched? Oh my god, J-Dub,
Someone put a
hi!
bomb
Hello,
near the
welcome in!
chain. Oh, the dog got it. He wins.
Not if I do this. Oh fuck.
Grade it down. Grade it down.
I tried.
He lived. Wait, what?
Yeah, you can. It depends on where it lands. Sometimes it lands in funny places, sometimes it lands, you know. They're just both missing, dude. They're both just bad.
They're just
But I
playing.
love the Huskies outfit though. He has 0 aim.
Stop. Where are these
0
shots?
aim.
There you go.
He's like, I need to make sure.
Oh, he got him. He wins. He wins.
Oh, maybe. We don't know.
No, he wins. You can't get that. Yeah. He grabbed the gun. He has the gun.
Oh, oh, oh!
Oh, he got pulled in.
His stamina was lost. He pulled for too quickly.
Oh, he grabbed him.
How? He's so lucky.
Bro's got fraud on him.
How? What the fuck? Oh no. He has nunchucks.
Finish
Don't
man,
get
stay
hit by
down.
him.
Oh,
Oh
goodness.
shit.
Thank you for the body shield. Oh no.
He got knocked. He got knocked. No, not the nunchucks.
I got the canister. We're good.
I got a canister as well.
Oh, never mind.
I heard that. I heard
It's okay,
that.
it's
It was
good
so
one.
cute.
What are you doing with that chain there, man?
Oh, pull him out. Pull him out. Pull him out.
Oh,
Wait,
what the-
wait, what?
I didn't have stamina.
Oh, okay.
No, sir, stay
headbutt
down.
him?
Stay
Headbutt
down.
him?
Stay down.
Headbutt
Stay down.
him?
Stay down.
Yeah.
Stay down. Stay down.
Get the chain. Hurry up. Hurry.
Grab on. I'll grab on to
Yeah,
you.
yeah,
Okay, we're ready?
Oh, wait. Am I gonna have enough stamina?
Yeah, you'll be okay.
Okay. Wait, you're not holding. Oh, oh, there's a bomb near us. Oh shit.
Be okay. Whee! That
It's
bomb
just
hurt.
Ori. It's just the Ori Will-O-Wisp
Ow,
person.
the box landed on my head and that really
Oh
hurt.
no no no! I'm knocked out. I'm knocked out. No 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 no! It's just you.
Oh. Sir, I'm gonna have to kindly ask you to not do that. Ow.
They're gonna win.
They have plot armor. They're cheating.
I'm gonna just stay away from those two because they're evil. You got this. Okay. Yeah, I'm staying away
The
from
dog's
those
been
two.
AFK the whole game.
Really? The...
Yeah.
Oh,
I've killed him every time.
damn.
Oh no.
I got knocked. I don't know by who. Oh, I'm grabbing. Nice. We can get him. Is there any
Never mind, he's running
weapons?
away.
Oh, he did run away.
They need to kill
Ooh,
they're
plunger.
killing the goatee. Let them kill the goatee.
Oh, he's got a plunger on his butt.
Oh my goodness. I'm so dead.
Come on, wake up, wake up. No, 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 no. Don't.
Yes, I killed the goatee. I killed plot armor. I killed plot armor. We're good.
If I let go right now, what happens?
You will die.
Oh, okay, I'll climb instead. I'm stuck. I'm literally so stuck. Oh, can I grab anything?
I got the chain, so I'm okay.
Okay, well, I am gonna die.
I am versus 2 people.
You got this. I believe in you. Oh, I almost got them. I was so close.
What the Bro, I turn my character around. I see him turn around. I'm like, okay, I can drop kick now. Goes to the side.
Oh, that was so good. Oh, I got punched in the gut. Holy shit, that was a good punch. I can't send messages right now? That's dumb. That's lame. That's actually stupid.
I've got 2 things. Prepared.
Oh!
Whee!
No, you're only holding on to one thing. What are you talking about?
But the other thing's staying with me.
Your song's playing. You're gonna win. Never mind.
Oh, no, you had to say it.
I thought it was gonna be like good luck, you know?
No, I'm against the 2 plot armors.
I'm sorry.
You can't win. I just hit that husky in the head with a banana.
But that doesn't knock anyone out.
It
gotta
was a
use-
necessary evil.
Oh, okay. For fun,
No,
for fun.
The puppy is so dead. Hey,
Yeah.
Prada.
You know, they were trying their best though, you know?
That box. That stupid
Oh,
fucking box.
The Husky's gone.
Oh!
Oh!
We got it, we
Oh
got
my
it,
god,
we
oh my
got
god,
it.
you got this, you got this!
I believe
Oh no, puppy, no! Oh no, not the puppy!
Save the
No! I think I hit the puppy instead of saved it.
Oh,
Or
they
he
went
went
for
for
the
the
invisibility
invisible. With the emote.
The emote,
The
you can
emote
see
is
where they
so
were
good.
going.
It's so funny. Oh no.
We
Oh!
got
Oh!
Get the chain,
Get the chain!
You got it, you got it.
Yes!
Oh my, he beat plot armor. They're invisible. We can't even see that they're in the
I
middle of the plot. Oh,
know.
there they are.
Yeah! Let's go. Look
Let's
at him go. Look at him go. It's so funny.
Puppy beat plot armor.
Wait, there's an owl? Dude, do you see this owl?
He's died so fast. He's died so fast.
Oh, I feel
Every
bad
round.
because I just killed him.
Ow, ow. Oh, I'm dead. I'm so dead. Yep, I'm dead.
Don't die.
I died next to the owl.
Wake up, little dude. Oh, we're all holding on
None
to
of
each other.
you guys. None of you guys got the chain.
Is this all that's left though?
Yeah, it's those 4 and the Ori.
No, I'm scared of he's got a
It's you
plunger.
versus plot armor. It's you versus plot armor.
Oh shit. No.
Both plot armor, by the way.
Oh my god, I'm so close. Going this way, going this way.
Oh.
No.
Just reach, grab for something. Yes, you got something. Okay.
I'm scared though. I'm so scared.
Let go last second. Let go. There you go. So you don't get hit by it.
Oh!
Oh. Oh, what? 2 people took the fish and missed at the Ori as they killed you.
That was good. That was so fucking funny. I didn't even know there was an owl. Where are you taking me? Why?
There we go.
What is that? Oh my god.
You were the champion.
Okay, I'm gonna use the restroom again.
What,
It's
was
the
I only
beer.
supposed to lift up your arm? My bad.
Oh my god, you carried my whole. What the fuck? I'll be right back. Alright, entertain chat.
I will do the same thing.
Alright, so chat. Hear me out, right? Last time I just spammed the fart, and that was peak comedy. So I'm gonna do it again. Lovely, lovely. Guys, you got a good conversation starter? I don't. I'm very good at this whole entertainment thing, you know. Just spam fart sounds, and it works.
Shoot. I don't have the strength. I don't have the strength. Oh, there we go. I'll let you have that guy. I'll let you have
hi,
that guy.
Peter.
Ah, this guy.
Can be not here. See you bathroom. I sorry tell you, but can be no here. I mean, I'm good. How are you? But like, can be no here. It is only thee, Lando. Panda, you want to hear something amazing? Well, allow me to entertain you.
What the? How did you type it that fast?
Let's just paste it. Oh, it's just keepy PC.
It's so fast. It was
Pander
like,
says, Pander says hi.
hi, Pander, how are you? It was like an explosion of fucking farts.
No,
Oh
I
my
think
God.
I'm a very large supporter of these new commands.
If you have any ideas, wait, I already got this one.
You get treats.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah. Does.
Can I change it into something else or what?
Nope, just treats.
That's dumb. I can't convert it into monies? Is there anything that I want? Oh, this one's kind of cool. Detective? Oh god, that's so cool. Oh my god, look at the bling on his fucking tooth. That's funny. I guess there's nothing I really want right now. This one's cool. Boxing tiger.
Panda, you can't tell me that the farts are not peak
Lots of
comedy.
farts. Hey Frogmas, how are you doing? Let me give you a shout out.
You need to buy the monkey business. What are you doing?
I don't. Oh, I could get it. Sure, why
It's in the
not?
shop. I mean, it's right there.
Why
And
not?
with a very worthwhile purchase.
I just love how the name's Barbie. Wait, why didn't it do the shout out?
I did. Oh no, you did it.
There you go. It was lagging. How are you doing, Frogmas? It's been a minute.
I forgot to. I wanted to drink that. I shouldn't have kept it.
What is happening? How are you liking the playthrough with Meow for Baldur's Gate?
Me?
Yeah,
It's been pretty fun.
it's pretty
Pretty
fun.
fun.
Nice.
Pretty fun.
You ready
Made it
for?
to Act 2 so far. There's like 8.
You made it to what?
Act 2.
Act 2. Nice. There's 8. You guys are gonna be playing for so fucking
There's-
long. What the fuck?
There's a lot of acts. I don't know how many. I know that our goal is at least
8. Okay. So you guys need to stream that like multiple days, multiple times.
oh multiple. See, Namu's currently going through the very, very beginnings of Act 1.
Hospital jobs. Yeah, you did say. Is it the same job that you said that you were starting to work on? I haven't seen you live in a minute, actually. All right, here you go.
Yeah.
There's 4 of us. There's
Business associate.
there's 4 of us. There's 4, and they're on the
no,
other
we did
team.
we did not get put on the same team.
No! Why would they do that to us? This is not okay. Oh, good hit. Holy shit.
Bye.
That was a good one. Oh, maybe I can do this.
Now hear me out, right? I think I am more effective here.
No, I don't think that's how that goes.
I think so. I feel like it's very knowledgeable.
Oh
to
shit,
assume.
dude, I'm doing so good. Lando, watch my screen right now. Can you watch it?
Oh yes, I see you have bullied a poor animal. Nice, nice. Love to
It's
see
so
it, love to see
good.
it.
I was doing so good, honestly. Doing great.
There's a monkey clown. Oh, never mind.
I feel
our own
so
break.
much
We're going too
power
fast.
right now.
I hit our own brakes. We're going too fast.
Stop. I can't even get the ice across.
If we run out of fuel, I will start sacrificing myself.
I think they gave up. Oh, I think they gave up. I feel bad.
No, our teammates just bullying us.
Oh, I wanted to bully them. What the fuck?
It's an intruder! Intruder alert! Oh, get the intruder! Ow! Oh, you hit me.
I'm sorry. I almost hit myself.
Are you gonna hit him? Are you gonna?
I'm trying. I'm trying. I can only do.
Ow! You hit me again!
I can only do so much. You know.
Oh, teammate! You're cooking me! Our teammate just used me as fuel. I think he mistook me for a rock. Oh, you got him off there, nice.
I'm so evil. Wait, I want to hit him. I got him.
The coal is hot, but not burnt.
He's so mad.
Ah, what the fuck?
Sorry, I was trying to get him before he like unfroze. Yeah.
I'm trying to push him out of I'm trying to push him.
Oh, I feel so
He's
bad.
gone. You know, I think we're out of fuel. I think it's time for, you know...
I'm a bully.
Our teammate just watched me burn myself in the furnace for fuel.
This is the worst win ever. They should have never gave me fucking ice, dude. They never should have gave me this ice gun.
Alright, so I'm just gonna wait for this coal to be over, because this is our last piece, and then
Okay.
sacrifice.
Alright. You do
It's
that.
more effective.
Oh, wait,
So our
before
teammate's
that,
still holding
before
their
that,
break.
before that. Oh, he's so mad. He's so mad at me. Oh, he knocked me.
Cook yourself, monkey. We need fuel.
Wait, hold on.
I actually
We need fuel. I'm coming. We need fuel.
Okay, hold
They're
on.
catching
Before you
us.
go. Oh, wait, fuck. I
No.
missed. No, let me stop you.
Get in there.
Oh.
Get in there. Cook yourself. There we go.
Sorry. Sorry, other
It
monkey
actually
business,
counts
dude.
for fuel. I hope you know it actually.
Does it
counts for
really?
fuel.
Shut up.
It actually counts for fuel. You can see it on the thermometer. When you hop in, it goes up.
They're so mad at me, Lando. They're so mad.
Come with me, sir.
He's chasing me. He's chasing me. He's chasing me.
No!
He's got me. Oh, that was me?
Yeah, it was a worthy sacrifice. I'm cooking myself for fuel.
Leo, thank you so much for the lyric Progmus. I appreciate it. Oh, they gave up. The other monkey on the other team gave up.
Over there.
We did it. We did it. They couldn't throw him out? Ew, I just saw the inside of your mouth. Let's go. Wait, hold on. Let's
Monkey
go.
butters, get in here, buddy.
Wait,
get
I
in
have
here,
a brother.
tiger, get
You
in
know,
here.
technically, like we're Barbie, so what is the bunny doing?
He took out, you know, he was just taking out the
Oh,
dog.
okay. Oh, he took him out. That's. Wait, is there another animal behind that? There's two on the floor.
What do you mean?
It's. Oh wait. Doesn't that look like an extra leg? Hold on. Wait, hold on. I'm sending this to you on Discord. It looks like an extra leg.
What?
Wait, hold on. I have a lot of messages. I'm sorry. Does that not look like an extra leg on the floor?
What, his hand?
That's his hand?
Yes!
That looks like an extra leg.
No hand has like oh my goodness.
Oh no, they're both glow in the dark corgis. They're gonna be so good.
You're not scared of the samurai corgi?
No, the glow in the dark ones, they
Oh,
got
sorry,
bones, you know?
Samurai Shiba. Samurai Shiba.
They've got bones. You can only see the lower half of the bones for some reason.
Yeah, they don't have a skull.
They
I
don't
don't know what's going on there.
They don't have a brain or the rest of them.
You can kind of trace their spine, and then there's just no head.
It's a little scary. Oh, we're playing this one?
Oh,
no,
it
it went their
towards our side.
way! I mean, in their favor. Woo! We're red. Oh, no. No, hey. That was me.
I'm just carrying the person who's holding the ball. I couldn't get the ball. Oh, goodness.
Wait, our teammate? Glowy boy? Glowy boy?
There, glowy boy.
Knock me out.
Oh, fuck, is that you? You got this, you got this. Go. Woo!
Yes!
Let's go!
Teammates just went drop.
Look at that
the
swing.
away.
Let's go.
Beautiful.
Okay, I'm gonna go backwards a little bit. And then I'm gonna go forwards. Oh, that didn't work.
Yes, it went towards their side. Oh no! Bounce back.
Oh! On you! Oh fuck, I missed my kick. You got this.
Yes!
Easy. Oh no!
I had to,
My
What
teammate
am I
fucking murdered
spin
me here.
around because I only had it in one hand.
You murdered him! Look at this. Look at that. Wait, you didn't murder him.
He
The
was caught in the
samurai
crossfire.
did.
He was caught in the crossfire. You never know what's gonna happen when you're caught in the crossfire.
Oh, okay. It's me and you on the floor. Oh.
Oh, our teammate got it.
No, it went their
No.
way.
Wait, our teammate
Wait.
got it though.
Oh. Oh, I'm inside the dryer.
No, I got punched. No.
No, it's free. It's so free.
Oh my goodness. No. No.
It won't go in for them. That's hella fucking funny. Oh, let go, let go,
Oh, this
let
is
go.
literally
Oh my god. Oh my god. Lunar, hey, Lunar, what's up?
Yes.
On our side, on our
Yes.
side. No, oh my god, they don't know how to do it.
Yes, our teammate got it.
Oh. Oh no. Oh my god, this is the longest match ever. I'm holding on to one of them. I got one.
No, I got killed.
I got two, so hopefully we have a good. Oh.
You went for the 3-pointer, it didn't work.
Oh no 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 no!
Hold on, teammate. Yes.
No! Oh, fuck. That was so long drawn out. Holy shit!
That was so hard fought. So hard.
Right?
Fought. Look, he's literally holding it at the end, and the Shiva just lands on it. Oh my god. Only round 4.
I know this is gonna be long. Oh shit! You know, I think they're fighting themselves mostly. Not gonna lie.
Oh my, dude! I just heard 3 knockouts in a row.
Oh fuck! I can't. They knocked me out before I could take it over. Oh, there's a lot of them on it.
Hold on to it.
I'm
Throw
trying.
it. Throw it.
Oh, that's all us. That's all us. That's
Like,
all
go,
us.
Teammate! Teammate!
You guys all got so greedy.
They're, oh my, dude. Our teammate, I literally had it, and he was walking towards a defender, and I was going the
Looks like they
opposite
have,
way, and
R99.
he didn't let go.
Just gonna toss this up there, why
Completely
not?
blame our teammate
Wait,
for
what
that.
the fuck is that?
They
How
were
did they
arguing.
make that? Oh god. Oh, how did I get knocked out twice? Alright, you guys better get that because I'm out.
Nope, I just got
No. I've kicked him. I kicked him in the face. I kicked him in the face.
3-pointer, baby.
Oh my god, dude, such good swerves. Lando, good job.
I got the
That was so
weaves.
good.
I got the weaves. The pull away and
Look
then...
at that. Damn, it's that soccer, huh? That soccer taught you that?
Yep. I got the weaves.
That's so good. Oh shit. We lost that one? Oh, fuck, I can't get the...
No! It's going their side, though.
I'm trying to aim for one of them. It's so funny when we get knocked out for so far.
Yes, teammate. Yes, teammate's got the weaves. Yes.
Woo! Yeah! How do you emote?
I have no fucking
Oh,
clue.
it's T. It's T.
Look, I got the all-star defense.
Yes, good job. Yeah, fuck the Samurai Shiva. Fuck that one. Oh, I knocked you out. I knocked you out.
Can't be.
I'm sorry.
I would have had the ball.
I'm holding on to
our
this one.
teammate's
I'm
got it. Our
holding on
teammate's
to
got
this
it.
one.
Our teammate who's got the weaves has got it.
Oh, no, no, no. He missed. He missed. Not like this. He got the weave.
3-pointer!
What? That was so good.
The 3-pointer, baby! Outside the box, that's a 3-pointer.
Yo, left, right, left, right. The fake out.
They know.
Alright.
stars. We can win that.
Oh fuck. He threw it to our teammate? Okay.
Let's go, teammate. Yes!
I'm trying
my
to
goodness,
do
that was so
silly
free.
things. I
That
took
was
the
so
freaking
free.
orange glow one away. Look, he's crying. He's crying.
I'm just following him.
Woo! Good job, guys. I mean, did I make one? I don't remember. Honestly.
Maybe. Oh, where
How
am
did
I
I
going?
put my hands up?
Back up.
I'm holding the kitty cat's hands. Oh, he left.
Back up. Back up.
Hi, jumping. Wait.
No, you pick me up.
You taught me how to carry things, so I carried you. Oh gosh. I hate how like the winners are in a podium in the back, but you want to go to the front to take the picture. It's so annoying. Oh, ice break we haven't. Oh no, the win. Hockey. I don't know.
Oh, hockey's really
Winter?
fun. Do hockey. Do hockey.
Hockey.
Do hockey.
Okay. It was 2-2-2. Did you see that? We won that. How?
So grab the shield because it's broken.
Yeah. No, wait. I'm gonna grab their shield. Okay. You grab ours, and I'll grab theirs.
Bet. Need more monkey business. I ain't seen enough.
We need more exclamation point farts in chat.
You know what? I can fix that problem.
I'm not a Twitch VIP. I can't do it. The V. Wait, it started. It started.
Oh, I was busy. None of our team moved. They just plowed through us. Oh my goodness.
That's so bad. Okay, we're here.
I'm goalie. Oh, never mind. Our teammate's goalie.
Oh, I want the shield.
I was taken out by our teammate. Goalie, get it! Yes! Are you still trying to get those shields?
Yeah, I got it. Oh, fuck, he got me. He's so mad at me.
I got the shield. I got the shield. Oh!
No.
Ow!
Oh!
My goodness. No, they stole our shield. Our teammate was horrible. They let them get the shield.
Imagine letting them get the shield.
I'm just saying, the shield's better
Look
for
at you.
offense than it
Look
is
at you.
defense.
Are you taking a nap there, bro? Oh,
little bit.
God. A tiny
No,
little
no,
baby nap. Oh, he smacked
Our teammate
you.
just smacked me with a shield. That hurt so much.
I don't know who's who anymore. Okay. I think they're winning this one. Are you still trying to get that shield?
I was trying to defend the goalie from getting the ball.
Oh, get that, get that!
Nope, that's not happening. I can't.
This is so ours, dude. We just need one more hit. Oh my god. Oh, one more hit, one more hit.
No!
Nobody's defending. No! Who made that?
I just got here with the shield. I just got here with the shield.
Is that
Our
what you're up
teammate
to?
took the shield to their side, so I had to go over and grab it.
There was nothing I could do there. I couldn't get behind.
Teammate, I swear to God, no, no, get the fuck out. No, I'm gonna knock out our own teammate. Get the fuck out of here.
shield from them. Why'd you throw it?
I ran out of stamina.
Oh, fuck. Can I smack people with this?
You have to headbutt. You can't roll with it, which sucks.
Okay. I hate this one so far.
Okay, you're...
Damn. We
Hit
have
it with the
really
big
bad
punch.
defense. I don't know how to do the big punch.
Just run.
Oh!
I saw it in my character though. He was just smacking.
I don't think our goalie knows how to be a goalie. Oh, I hit it
Oh my
all the way
goodness,
across.
that's a good shot.
No one to finish up. Oh, that's free. That's free. Oh man.
No wait, no
Oh.
wait, no wait, no wait. Stop carrying it in, teammate! None of the blue were there and our teammate walked it in. Look at him. Dude, look.
I don't
no
wanna
blue.
look at it. I
No
don't. No, there's one.
There was one behind him. He could have went around the park. He didn't. Okay, looks like I'm goalie because it just chucked me towards the shield.
Oh shit! I just took out the other our teammate. Oh fuck! The shield's so OP. What are we doing? This is lost. I can't even aim honestly anymore. I'm done. It's up to them at this point. I can't even. I don't like this game. Oh, it's free. You're so far from being a goal. This bear just knocked me the fuck out.
That's free. They win that.
Nope, I'm
Oh,
goalie.
never
I'm
mind.
goalie. I'm goalie. Go ahead. He knocked me out. He took the shield.
Teammate, please. Teammate, stop fucking targeting the cat and hit the get puck in.
The enemy team has their shield. Our glasses are on the floor. That's not really good.
Our teammate has our shield, but is up on
Oh my
defense. You
god.
punched me. I did not get knocked out by the puck. You punched
I was
me.
aiming for the puck.
Look. Oh,
Can
it
I
doesn't even show
VIP
it.
myself? Oh my god.
Oh, probably not.
I want to use the command.
You want some enjoyment?
Oh my god.
Entertainment?
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate you. That's great. I'm not a VIP. I am not a VIP. Okay, Lando, that's enough. I'm not a fucking VIP. I can't even do my own commands in my own channel. What kind of bullshit is that, huh?
Just give yourself the ability.
That's crazy. I know, I have to go and do the whole thing, you know? That takes effort and time. Also, I closed out Discord, so... What? 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 Okay, let's see. Is there a party? There is a party animals thread. Oh, that
Are you
doesn't
gonna
belong
read
there.
out?
Huh?
You reading now?
No.
Oh.
But I'll probably play.
Maybe
This
I
will probably be
can
my
play.
last one too.
Oh, I think.
Yeah, cause I streamed for a very long time yesterday. I should
Well,
take a
you still
break.
got Namu to read into.
Oh yeah, I can do that. Dude, he's
I'm
probably
sure
gonna
he'll be
stream for
epic.
a long time, huh?
Yes. Very.
Oh,
Oh, no.
shoot. Oh.
Sorry, I'm not moving because my blanket got stuck to my band-aid that is currently over my blister.
Oh, that sucks. Ow. No, let go of me. Unhand me, you fool. That's what you get. I was trying to
Heathen.
get.
Unhand her, heathen.
I was trying to get that. Oh, I got smacked. All right. Well, I activated the bomb and now I died to the bomb.
You dead? Oh,
No, I'm alive. Ish. Oh.
Oh,
Thanks.
hey, how are you? Go that way.
Okay.
Bringing
Thank
a nice
you.
safe space.
Thank you for giving me a safe space. I appreciate it.
Oh, what the f- Oh, I ran out of stamina.
Me and
No,
safe
come
spaces
here.
really like each other, you know? Oh! They're matching. It's kind of cute. Wait. I just want to pick up a weapon. Are you taking
okay.
a sleep?
Nope.
Oh. They're really good at like dodging me, so.
I just weaved the shovel.
Mm-mm. Can I pick this up properly? No, not the brick. Wait, can I use
If
the
they're
brick?
good at dodging, just start flailing. They can't attack you.
Oh, yeah. About that. I'll just keep rolling.
Oh. You went into the smoke.
I got
Why do you have a brick?
smacked. I wanted to use the brick. Oh, I got smacked again.
What the f- I just gave him a light tap on the head, that's all. Okay. What the f was that?
No! It doesn't seem like he knows how to let go of it, though.
There's an invisibility potion. Oh, he hit his team.
No, I'm dead. I rolled into the smoke. I rolled
Oh, I
into
drank the invisibility
smoke.
potion and then got hit by the bomb. Oh, I'm back to being invisible. Where am I supposed to be for safety? Oh, wait, where's safety?
Like over here. Oh, no, not there, not there.
I can't tell. I'm so lost. Where was
You
safe?
died next to me.
Where was the safe zone? I didn't even see one.
Okay, what if I get this thing? I want that thing. Oh no, that's a brick. I'll just roll away. That's fine.
Off of
You
that
know
dude's
what?
head.
Let's use the Lando strat.
I used that strat last time. It didn't work out. A dude climbed up and attacked me.
Looks pretty chill from up here. Oh! I got sniped. Hey!
Way.
What the heck? What
I was
did
busy
I do?
trying to target the cat. Oh goodness.
Damn it. Damn
That was a
it.
perfect throw.
Bro was gassy. No. Scream no! That's so loud! Jones, how dare you? What are you trying to accomplish here with that? I just want to use the... Okay, well he has the hammer now.
Beat up this man.
I'm trying.
Save me,
I'm
please!
trying.
Ah!
Well, I got him. Oh, and I got. Oh, there's no way I'm coming back from that. No. Okay, let's watch Lando play. I think you need a weapon up.
There's no weapon. This works.
Oh, I got him!
Get out of here!
Good teamwork! Good teamwork!
Pick it up.
Oh,
monkey. Come
he's
on.
up, he's up!
Oh, okay. Oh my. No, I'm dead. I'm dead.
No!
I'm actually dead. Yep, there you go.
I did so good.
You fucking.
I don't know how he didn't die from
Oh my
the
God,
little
he's very
raging
angry.
smoke when
This
he
is a
fell
kid-friendly
down, but...
game.
Oh, is someone talking?
Yeah, they were talking hella shit.
I have mine turned off.
Is this personal? Oh no, fuck. Oh no, fuck, help! Help!
I'm sorry, I'm currently
Pan,
knocked
go for the
out
pan.
gas.
Oh, I died. I decayed, but it was goofy. You crazy, I don't even have all of my commands
spam
up for you
farts.
guys. Oh, I can't even do that. Jones can, I can't. Oh, I almost got the shark.
I'm gonna die. Yep.
How dare
Yep,
you?
I'm dead.
How dare they knock you when you're down?
The gas was rising from that side as well, so even if
Yeah.
I got up, I would have had to roll, and I doubt they would have let me do that.
Oh, I want the shark to go down. Yes! Pick him up, pick him up, pick him up. Pick him up. Oh!
Oh no, you ran away from the bomb.
How did he do that?
If you
That was
drop
skill.
kick while in someone's hands, it just literally just kills them. I killed one Sharky, or at least chucked him off the edge.
I always kill one, but I can't get the other.
What the I fell while I was climbing the wall, and it just knocked. To get out of the gas, I was climbing the wall, I fell, and I just got knocked.
Oh, I died too. Hopefully the shark people get this. And then I can read out or something. I don't know. Well, it's good timing actually, because we almost hit 4 hours, so that's very good timing. Oh, I almost got him. Almost got the
I mean,
otter
there's still. Oh, these are all 3 teams. We are the only team. We
that got
targeted.
knocked out. You know what? It's
We got
because we've been
targeted.
playing for a while, you know?
We got targeted.
Yeah. They knew they didn't want us to win. I don't know how to get these shark people out.
That away, why?
Uh-oh. Oh, the
Oh,
shark
goodness.
people are just really good, huh? I like how I'm calling it shark people. Oh, get him out, get him out, get him out!
Yes!
Oh!
Oh my goodness, the green might actually win. One
The
down, one
shark
shark's
people
down.
are...
One shark down. Oh my goodness, that otter's dead.
Oh, that
Literally dead.
otter's so dead.
We still have the bowl.
Oh,
Believe.
oh no, the otter!
Oh, he just fainted. He fainted.
Aw.
He fainted. He's dead. Oh!
Get him, get him,
Win?
get him! Get him!
Yes!
Nice!
Oh my goodness, yes. We're still in it.
And then we just keep tossing shit. Okay, we need to target... We need to target the sharks. I
Oh,
think.
I'm gonna die. I'm gonna
No,
die.
don't
I'm gonna die.
already.
Yep, I'm dead. And so is the shark. I took one with me.
No,
I got
no.
hit by that bomb. Oh, you see my dead body here? Oh my goodness, you're gonna be attacked by spinach. Run!
I'm running so fucking fast. Dude, yeah, no idea.
It's you versus the green team. Nice. Wait, that bomb's
Oh,
in the Oh, you're
fuck.
good. You're good. The bomb saved you.
No, it didn't. No, it didn't.
That one will. If you run.
Oh, God.
Oh! Oh, he didn't go off. No.
Oh, fuck. Oh my god, how are they both up? No, 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 no. No, 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 no.
Pull him out.
No, 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 no,
You
no,
got
no.
this. Oh, no.
Fuck,
It's
how
fine,
did
it's fine.
he
They don't
hit
win
me?
They don't win.
Nope. I lost.
Yes, nice job, dude.
I tried so hard. I got so far, but in the end, it didn't even matter.
Oh, I'm down. Oh,
Already? Lando, you're supposed to be the ace of my sleeve. What is happening?
How did I get up your sleeve?
Stop. You know that's not how that expression works.
I'm pretty sure it is.
No, that's not.
Instead of punching, my character grabbed that guy's nose.
Your nose grab?
Apparently, I stole the dude's nose. It was mine. I needed it. You see, I don't have
Hold
it.
on. Jones, stop. Jones, you have to be a VIP, Liner, I'm sorry.
No, this crossbow. Crossbow's gonna kill me. It's
Press
gonna
F,
get
press
death on
F,
me.
press F!
No, I didn't equip it. It was just in the way, so I couldn't.
Oh. No, he knocked me out.
Yeah, you were.
No, 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 no,
goodness.
no, 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 no.
Good run.
Oh, fuck.
Watch out for the lollipop.
I'm trying my best to stay away from Lollipop. He's after me, dude. Oh my god, I'm making myself dizzy, bro. Yeah, got him, I got him.
Push him off, push him off, push him off.
I can't.
Push him off.
Yes,
push
yes,
him off.
yes,
No, we woke up. No, we woke up.
No, 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 no. Oh my god.
Oh no, I'm dead. He hit me
No!
out. He hit me out of the arena.
Oh my gosh, this is so
Watch out, the gas is
frightening.
coming over there. The top right is your corner.
Oh! I'm scared of him now. No! Oh!
Sharks, you're the biggest fucking puss. You can't fucking the whole game just to fucking
Oh,
down by a second.
dead.
You fucking
No,
dead.
no, 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 I'm not dead, I'm not dead, I'm not dead. There's no way I'm dead.
It's up top. The safe zone is up
No, no, no.
top.
Oh, fuck.
The shark's gonna win.
I did it for Lunar? Yeah.
I think the shark won.
Yeah, he did.
Oh,
GG's. Thanks for the games. I have a raid
Watch out,
out.
camping little bitches.
Alright.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
so
pathetic.
scary.
Fucking trash.
Oh, this is a kid's game, dude. Relax. I'll be back. Alright, guys. That was super fun. Oh my god. My hair is still a little wet. So, you did it for Lunar? For real? For real? I'm kind of hungry too. We're raiding out to Namu, so he's playing Baldur's Gate, finally. I'm listening to him and he was like, oh, Elder's Blast. Alright, here we go. Oh, sorry. Nice raid command. Stop. Genji Crew is raiding through. Yeah. Copy and paste, guys. Copy and paste. I appreciate you guys so much. I'll see you guys on Wednesday this week. Oh, cynical. Okay. Anyways, what was I saying? Oh, he's on Baldur's Gate 3. Yeah, he is. I miss playing with Namu every Friday night. I miss our community night so much. I'm gonna have to put a timer on that one, huh? Good stream. Yes, good stream. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate you guys. I will see you guys. Lando, we can still hear you.
I know. Then don't do it.
What? Thank you for the hydrate. Oh my god, what the hell's happening? Oh my god, I can't spell Namu's name right. Oh my god, I can't. I can't think anymore. We still have the Val Charity info. sign up soon because we're gonna close it sometime soon. So if you guys don't sign up for it, it's just it's just not gonna happen if you guys don't sign up. I appreciate you guys so much. Lando laughing is taking me out. I love you guys so much. I'll see you guys on Wednesday. I'm not streaming this weekend, this upcoming weekend. I can't talk. I can't talk because it's taking me out. I can't. It's making me laugh. I'm gonna have to do a second command for it so that there's some variation, you know what I mean? It's not just the same fart reverb over and over. They're gonna be multiple ones, alright? Take care, everyone. I appreciate you guys. Oh, that was the wrong one! Thank you for the raid, Google. I appreciate you. Fucking stop, Lando. Thank you, Blade, for the follow. Oh my god, you guys are so cool. Okay, bye.